Chat, we fixed it. Oh my lord, bro. All right, we figured out the issue now. Yo, real quick, let me know in the audio is good, y'all. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if the audio is good, bro. I've this stream at least 12 times. I have literally restarted this stream 12 times, over 12 times before we get the ball rolling because it looked good on my end. God, bro, this shit is fucking crazy. I had to do all of that. Holy moly, bro. I think we good. Yo, what's up? Let me know in the chat. Everything sound good. Just drop a yes in the chat. Only a few of y'all in here, but I just need confirmation before I get the ball rolling. There's no way I had to do all of that just to fix this shit, bro. Let's see here. Bam, bam, bam. All right, cool. All right, we'll take a look at Ulta as well. Okay, cool. Today, we're gonna be breaking down a couple different things on the trading. So I'll be breaking down a couple trades that we took this past week. We'll talk about a couple key fundamental things that I've over some time, but mostly we're gonna be on showing you guys a couple different setups that you guys could have taken and what we think the market will do. All right, good. Let's get it. All right, so if y'all are just tapping in right now, go ahead and drop a what's up, drop a yo, drop something down below in the chat. And let's try to get to 10K likes. All right, let's try to get to 10 likes. I know we were having some issues earlier, but it looks like everything is good to go now. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you dearly. We trading today. Okay, good. All right, chat's working. Everything's working good. All right, perfect. Amazing. Glad I don't keep trying to fix this. What are we trading right now? Nothing right now. The market is closed. Options trade, so it's closed. Sure that this is good over here. Multi-stream. Bada boom, bada bang. Switch this to YouTube. All right, cool. All right, perfect. Let's rock out. Let's rock out. All right, so one of the things I wanted to talk about, when stocks are gapping up or these are some of the most volatile plays that you guys can trade. Like when stocks are gapping up or gapping down, it's either due to news or it is due to data or some type of headline or something to do with the company itself. So one thing that I wanted to show y'all, and I'm going to show y'all multiple examples of how this works. So we're actually going to and rewind this. So I want to walk y'all through this, and this is a play that y'all can run over and over and over. So the first thing is are trading, you want to look for something that is gapping up either above 3% here. Ended up reporting their earnings after hours on Yo, what's good, Eddie? Eddie, is everything sound good in the stream and everything? Let me know. Is this swing trading or day trading? Combination of both. I do both of them. Okay. So one notice when stocks are gapping up. Okay, good, perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So one of the things that you'll notice when stocks are gapping up is they'll leave these open spaces. So this is basically what a gap is. It's an imbalance on the chart. It's basically where we're able to come back through here. And a lot of times what will happen is when something gaps up more than 3%, it'll either continue in the direction it gapped up in, or gapped in. So let's say the stock gaps up. The two options that it has, the stock gaps up and then it keeps going in this direction, or the stock gaps up and it comes back through the gap to fill it before making another leg higher. Or missing out on really explosive moves. These can usually pay you 200%, 300%, 400% plus trades in a very short period of time. So one of the things that I want to show y'all when you guys are trading gaps, this is the easiest to be able to trade a gap, is when you are looking at the gap itself. During pre-market, you want to pretty much mark out the pre-market low, right? So let me actually go back one. Let's do this. Okay, so we're going to mark out the pre-market high and low. So this is the pre-market low right here, which is this purple line. And then we're going to grab this. We'll go extended, or we'll do horizontal ray. And we'll do this. Does everyone see this purple, these two purple lines? Drop a yes in the chat if you guys can see the purple lines right here. On what time frame? So you can do this on any time. Ideally, you could do it on the 30 minutes. Probably going to be the easiest and the clean lows. But pretty much any time frame will work. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. All right, I need more yeses than that. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get this live to 10K likes, y'all. And I'll share my indicators with y'all. Pretty much everything for free. All right. Okay, good. So what happened? The first criteria that you need is a stock to gap up more than 3%. Okay. How do you know when a stock? How do you know where to find stocks that are gapping? If you go to CNBC in the morning at around 8:30 to about 8:45, CNBC will post this article called "Stocks Making the Biggest Moves" or the biggest movers of the day, something like that, right? Along that side, along those lines. And what you'll see inside of that article is it'll sum up top movers for the day. And you want pre-market, okay? Comment pre-market down below if y'all are hearing me and everything clicking. You want to go to CNBC. There's an article called "Stocks Making the Biggest Moves." They release them every single day. What's going on, Victoria? Hope all is well. They release them every Monday through Friday. They release the stocks that are making the biggest moves. So you want to go to CNBC, right? You want to go to the Market Insider. That's another way to search it on CNBC is just look up market. And then on there, you'll be able to read all of the stocks that are gapping up due to news, due to new reports of products. This is one of the best ways to kind of get updated in the morning and understand what the market is in the best, all right? So let's say you see Ulta, you know, it gaps up, you know, I think this gapped up like 7%, 8%. So it met the criteria, okay? And then this is what you see during pre-market. So how does this scenario play out? You know that a gap will we will fill back down. So this is your entry criteria. You're looking for calls above 580 and then puts below 564 highs. So the one thing that I like a lot when you guys are doing this strategy is if some all-time highs, it is very likely that a lot of investors, a lot of traders are watching the same levels. So what I mean by that is if you see this, right, 580 on Ulta was the all-time high. That was the most that Ulta had got to, and this was, I think, last year. So it was coming back to retest this level, looking for a breakout. So what you want to do is basically mark out the high and the low. And then what you're going to do as soon as the market opens and this candle breaks above here, your entry is literally immediate, right? Now, where would you want to look for what would you want to look for as far as your strike price, as far as getting into the trade itself? Ideally, you want to target 600. This is a round psychological number. So if something's breaking out all-time highs and you're like, I don't know where it can go, target out psychological numbers, 600, 300, 100, 200. If none of those are 50, 250, 650, 550, all those things, all right? Drop a yes in the chat if everything making sense so far. I'm trying to get into stocks, but man, it's confusing. I got something for you. Just sit back and listen, and I promise I'll make everything make more sense as we go, okay? And let me actually set this up over here. Okay, good. All right. Let's do this. Okay, perfect. So your target, let me actually turn this down quick. Your target is going to be right here. So I want you to listen to this, right? This triggers right out the gate. So here's what it looks like on the 5-minute, right? It breaks above. You're now taking the entry as soon as it breaks this line because it's the pre-market high. Once it takes it, what type of strike price would you have taken on this? You would have taken $600 calls on Ulta. And then all you have to do is literally sit through it, right? And as you guys can see, we came up, we breaking through this. This trade went over, I think it went over 700%. And see, we ended up trending upward. So once your target gets hit, you basically move to your next target. So if I was looking at this and my target got hit at 600, but I see how this I need to think is like, hey, this is a strong candle. This is a strong closure of a candle. Let me look at the next target. My next target. Why would I target 610, right? Because it's another number that, you know, psychologically people are going to think of 610 before they think of 607.50, right? Or 608 or 609, you know what I mean? So 610 calls would have worked. And these, like I said, paid over 700 to either break out above or pull back. If you place multiple calls on one candle, absolutely. Yeah, you can take multiple entries on the same trade. With this though, we caught this, I sent this out on Friday morning. I actually show y'all another example. Let me open up Discord so I can show y'all the actual one. Wait, is $600 a strike price? Yes. Yes, it is. Let me pull up day trading signals. Okay, RBRK. So watch this. Same exact scenario, right? To y'all once again. So let's go ahead and rewind this. Now, play out perfectly every single time? No. So watch this. I want y'all to pay attention, okay? So RBRK, which is rubric, they ended up reporting a pre-market, on the pre-market CNBC list, it had gapped up 19%. So from $17 or from $85, we had ended up gapping up, okay? So this was one of the ones I can actually show y'all right here. So let's do into an order block on the daily, weekly time frame, falls above 85.50 and puts below $80. And again, I sent this out on Friday at 9:18 a.m. before the market opened, okay? So watch what ends up happening in this scenario. The stock gaps are using the pre-market high. Now, even though this isn't pre-market, you could have adjusted it here. The reason I ended up using this candle instead, it was closer to $80, which was a round number, okay? And then our pre-market highs was right here. So during pre-market, it ended up breaking above and triggering for the first time, and then it rejected. Once the market opens, right, look at this. It ends up breaking above here. Let's say you would have ended up taking calls, right? Let's say you took calls, and it reverses back on you. Right, so look at this. It's not going to work 100% of the time, but I want to show y'all different scenarios. People who trade just gaps and they work perfectly fine for them, right? The market opens, it rips. This is a $5 move on something that moves about $2, $3 on average, right? So watch what happens on this next candle. The next candle ends up breaking back higher above here, giving you confirmation. So how would you what would your what a stop loss is, right? A stop loss is basically if you're trading on Webull, if you're trading on Robinhood or Thinkorswim, a stop loss is like, hey, if I took the trade with $500 and I'm only okay with losing $250, I'm gonna set a 50% stop loss. And basically what that's telling the brokerage is, hey, I want you to automatically cut my losses at $250. I want you to just go ahead and automatically cut me out, okay? So in this scenario, right, you would have either had a 50% stop loss or you size a little bit later, right? Once you had this break here, back above 88, all you're doing is just sitting in your calls. You're just chilling. Where was your target at? $90 was one of the targets, which ended up coming, and then you could see that price ended up rejecting this twice. Your second target was 94.84. So watch this. Watch what ends up happening. It opens, we end up consolidating and retesting this VWAP, creating a higher low, right? So you have this higher low, you have this higher low, and now we're saying, hey, can we break 90 and create a new higher high? And this is an uptrend. So let's see what ends up happening, right? We end up consolidating the rest of the day. So ideally in this scenario, right, your target would have been $90 was a obvious and super easy target to have, right? But in this scenario, let's say you were out on the expiration date on your contracts, okay? So this setup is the same exact trading gaps. These things are so consistent, yo. Like if I go back and we look at let's look at QQQ and we'll take a look at how you could have traded this today. So look how perfectly this played out. So we'll go over. So watch this. Actually, I'm gonna rewind it even more so y'all can see the gap itself. During pre-market, QQQ ends up gapping up. So this blue line, if you guys didn't know, this blue shaded background, comment yes down below if you guys can see this. I know the color coding on the stream might be a little off, but you guys should be able to see this dark blue and then this yellow. Comment yes if you guys can see it. Okay. I can see it? Okay, perfect. So this is after hours, right? Post market, right? After hours is during the time that you can't trade, right? You can't trade during this time. And then this yellow time is the pre-market, right? So only the whales, institutions, banks, people on Wall Street, only those people are able to trade and buy and sell during those times, right? Usually when they're buying and selling, they're placing basically massive orders for massive and so forth, right? So here you see there's a gap, right? So this open space, I'll go so you guys can see this. Okay, and I should mark it out for us. So y'all see this open green space? This is called a gap. So right here, you basically mark out the opposite end of the gap. So price gapped up, and now there's an open space here that has to get filled at some point in time. Now, luckily for us, what happens with a gap is when the gap gets filled, okay? Once it's, the first thing you want to think of is, hey, when a gap gets filled, what happens? So once price comes back through, sometimes a gap will either turn into support or it'll turn into resistance. So after that open space is filled, once price goes back through, that line, that gap fill will turn into support or resistance, right? So now it just bounces literally off of this gap fill. So we came down, we retested 621, which is a key level. And if you guys want, just drop a key level down below and I'll walk you guys through how I find key levels and I'll mark them out with you. Okay. Great info. Do you trade the gap? Yeah, I trade gaps all the time, but thank you, KB. I appreciate that. So when this gap gets filled, notice how, again, higher time frame, you got to also keep this in mind. Watch this. When you're trading the strat, you don't disregard the trend. You look at the 4 hour, an hour, you look at the daily, and you want to say, hey, what is the market structure? What is the trend? We were in an uptrend when you were looking at QQQ over this last week. We were in an uptrend. We came down. If you look left, it's just making a new higher low. So a lot of people, sometimes when y'all see like really big red candles, people disregard the structure of the market. And then they end up saying, oh yeah, I'm just smash put. It shouldn't work like that, right? So what ends up happening is during pre-market, they offloaded shares, filled the gap that we had created here, and then we end up bouncing. So now when you see this at pre-market, the first thing that I'm looking at, and hey, 625 is an important level, number one. This is a very, very important level on QQQ. That's the first thing I'm thinking. The second thing I'm thinking is look how much this got bought right back up off of 621. So buyers step right back in once the buyers are in control. Yep, these are the strat numbers, okay? Then what ends up happening is saying, hey, where would my ideal entry be on this? I would like to take calls above 625. This is my ideal entry. Why is this my ideal entry? Because this is a major level. This is a key level you want to watch. Okay, so look what ends up happening, right? We drop down to a 5 minute and look how it opens. First candle opens and it rips. You already knew that the buyers were in control because you look left on the 30 minute. You could have seen this on pretty much any time frame. But once you seen that the dip got bought right back up after the gap was filled, all you have to understand was, hey, I need to wait for a trigger point. My trigger point was 625. Is this making sense? Drop a yes in the chat if everything is making sense so far. Let me get, we got 354 people in here right now. Shout out to all the people. If you guys are liking this, leave a follow. All right. I'm doing this for absolutely free. So just have the hopes that, okay. You could have bought at 623. You could have bought at 623. Thank you guys for all the follows. Holy shit. Y'all are spamming it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, cool. So watch how this, soon as this breaks, I want to show y'all this as well. I'm pretty sure I sent this out on Discord too. QQQ getting higher. 625 is a major level. Look for the 30-minute orb. Okay, good. All right, so perfect. This is honestly the safest way to trade ICT concepts. Thanks for teaching the newbies actual stuff. Thanks, man. Yeah, this is a little bit more safer than most other ways of trading ICT. I will say, but yeah, let me continue going on with this lesson. So when this ends up bouncing, right, and it goes through 625, you take the calls. The first thing I'll tell you, a lot of times at open, sometimes people get scared when they're taking their entries, but you just got to trust your setups in pre-market. You've seen this during pre-market. You woke up or an hour before the market opened. You're looking at the market. You're identifying where price is going. You're identifying the market structure, right? And then how do you find your targets, right? Well, on here, we had a gap to 629.95. So one of my favorite things to do, one of my favorite ways to trade is when we're going into a gap, because it makes the odds of price moving in that direction way higher because there's an open space that has not been filled yet. So look what ends up happening. This is the first 5 minutes. You take calls at open, it rips higher, and then look what happens, right? The next ends up pulling back. You start getting a higher low. And then here's another thing, right? A lot of people think that the break and retest doesn't work. The break and retest does work. Even if you trade the strat, you can look for breaks and retests. So what is a break and retest? It's when you break a major level, price comes back to retest it. So when you see this is a retest right here. So price broke above, it closed, it pulls back, retest and closes above 625. This was your confirmation to take the entry. So let's say you missed this initial entry to really take the entry. Why? Because you see that we rejected closing lower. Sellers tried to step back in to take it back lower, and then it ends up closing back above 625. To do is wait for the break above. The confirmation would have been, hey, when we break above this candle right here, this is confirmation that this is just a break and retest. On the 5 minute, yes, this would have worked on a 5 minute as well, yes. Okay, would that be an order block? No, not necessarily, not necessarily. I was about to take an entry, but wanted to wait until 10 a.m. Exactly, yeah, and that was another thing. We had data. I'm gonna break down a bunch of platforms for you guys, for y'all to use, and break down the different ways to find data. If you are trading and you don't know when data is coming out, what I'm about to share with you should change the game for your trading. It'll help with your overall it'll help with your win rate overall. Because if you're trading right now and you don't know when data is coming out or when it's supposed to come out, you're cooking yourself. Okay, you're cooking yourself. So price ends up breaking above here. It gives you a retest, breaks back above, creates a new higher high, right? And then it trends. So now your entry was back here at 625, right here. It breaks and goes 29, but we know that the gap fill is at 629.95. So when price is moving in a gap, does it have to fill the gap? No, price is going to do what it wants to do, right? And that's where a lot of people come in with too strong of a bias. They think they know everything about the market. The one thing that the market will tell you is that it will humble you, right? So what ends up happening is we end up selling off. So this last target, but this trade went well over a couple 100%, and I'll actually show y'all what this trade looks like inside of our Discord. So if I go to trading floor, and then I'm gonna break down well. So let's actually keep scrolling up. So this is the way back down. Let's scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. So this same concept, this same entry, right? I went over this during our pre-market call with my group. And then this week I'll be live trading all week. So y'all can trade with me live through the TikTok stream. So just leave a follow if you want to tune into that. Where I'll just basically trade with you live. I'll show you everything and all that good stuff. But here's what the contracts look like if you would have taken this trade. And again, like I said, I broke this down. So all I'm doing is I'm just watching key levels, and I'm gonna actually break down how to find key levels as well. This futures, this works on Forex, this works on options trading, pretty much everything else. What's the name? Anchored VWAP. What times are you going to be trading this week? This week I'm going to be trading at 9:30 a.m. So, and then if you guys want to tune into the pre-market calls, you have to be in the community. But I'll see if I end up opening up slots later. I usually do open and close enrollment every month, so I'll see what I'll do. I can see what I can do for y'all later. Okay. So this is this. If we keep scrolling up, 65% here. $150 made here on QQQ, 40% on Q, so on and so forth. So you guys are obviously seeing this is IWM as well, which is one of the most consistent tickers known. Do you believe we're heading lower next week? I think that price has already, factored to FOMC move. End up getting a sell-off. Okay, time zone, Eastern time. So 9:30 a.m. Eastern, I'll be live trading with y'all this week. But this ends up playing out perfectly. So let me actually show y'all a couple different platforms that people need to know. So the first one is going to be Forex Factory. So this is the Forex Factory right here. So you guys can go to forexfactory.com. Okay, let me pull this back up over here. All right, can everyone see this real quick? Drop a yes in the chat if y'all can see this. We got 456 people on the check-in. Let me get at least yeses right now. Let me get 50 yeses right now. And we are at 10K likes, 25,000 likes. I'm gonna share all of my indicators with y'all for free. You don't have none of that shit. I will give you guys all my indicators so your chart can look exactly how mine's look. Perfect. Okay, so watch this, right? If you trade, right? If you trade futures or if you trade options, if you're not checking this every single day, you're leaving a bunch of money on the table and you're probably cooking your account. So if you want to stop cooking your account, the first thing you need to know, where do I go to get informed? The places that you go, the forexfactory.com, right? So you go to forexfactory.com, and then once you come over here, you come up to calendar up here to the top, okay? When you click on calendar, this will pop up. So let me show you guys my filter on here. So if I turn off all of these other currencies and I only keep USD, the gray folder. So let me break this down. Y'all see where it's at? So there's gray folder, yellow folder, orange folder, red folder. So these are the highest impact data, right? So basically anything that has a red folder or orange folder, it is likely to move the market. It is very, very important information that is coming out. Like, is medium, gray, I don't really care for. I don't really need to know what's going on gray folders. So when there's red folder, portfolio flipping days, okay? Portfolio flipping days. Like if someone were to ask me, when should I come in and size correctly? It's usually gonna be, why are you gonna get more volume? Who can guess why you're gonna get more volume on a red folder today? Who can guess? Comment down below in the chat. Below in the chat. Exactly. You're getting news, right? You're getting news and you're getting data. Why it's important. Comment it down below for the people who are newer, because we got 500 people in this live, and I can guarantee majority of these people are a little bit newer to trading. How bad do you think they're cooking their accounts if they don't data? If they don't know what FOMC is, if they don't know what CPI is, if they don't know PCE, how bad do you think they're cooking their accounts? Be honest right now, especially for those of y'all who already trade. Right? 80% blowing your account, doesn't matter. Oh, you're tripping. Real bad. Oof, a shit ton. A lot, bro. They're cooked very bad. Exactly. So y'all are seeing it, not just me. There's a bunch of other people. You're just gambling at that point. Exactly. Right? You're not informed. So like, a lot of times, like, who talk about these things, I just want y'all to be informed, man. Like anytime y'all come to my live, I want you to leave here knowing that you know multiple things and you understand how to go about things. Okay? So watch this. This is how my filter looks. So you guys can screenshot this if you want. We keep these three and then event types. So you're gonna have growth, inflation, employment, bonds, central banks, housing, consumer events, blah, 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 right? And then this is what it's gonna look like. So right now, we're gonna go to next week so I can show y'all what it looks like for next week. So we're gonna go to 8th to the 12th. We'll go to apply settings. And then this is what it's gonna look like on Forex Factory when you do those filters, okay? So that means that the likelihood of something absolutely insane happening in the market or extreme volatility stepping in is going to be less likely. Red folder days, right? So you got So what if someone looks at this and they're like, Tez, I don't know what none of this means though. How Forex Factory is, it breaks it down. Openings is, and it's at 10 a.m. Let's say you don't know what that is. You can click on this little folder and then you can read up on what it is, right? So it talks about the notice, okay? This measures the number of job openings during the reported month, excluding the industry. Okay. What other important things? So you want to know what it measures. Okay. The other thing I'll say is why traders care. This is something else you want to read. So job creation is an important leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of overall economic activity. So if you don't know these two, click the little folder over here on the right, and then you can read up on it. So if someone says, I don't know what, FOMC is, right? Federal funds rates, interest rates at which depository institutions lend balances held at the Federal Reserve to institutions overnight. So now you can educate yourself on this. Even it's about knowing when important stuff is going to be coming out. Make sense? Drop a yes in the chat if we're making sense. If everything is clicking so far. So if you don't know data, if you don't know when data is coming out, if you don't know what is important, go to forexfactory.com. Look at the dates and the times, and then trade the reaction. Oh my God, this is a gem. Don't trade before it, trade the reaction. What do I mean by trading the reaction? So on Tuesday, I don't want to take a trade at 9:30 a.m. when the market opens when I have data at 10. I'd rather trade the reaction. But know that red folder data is going to bring a lot of volume. I want to trade with the volume, so you want to catch the trend. So instead of me trading between 9:30 a.m. to 10, here I would do it, right? I would come in and I would say, hey, I'm not touching anything until after 10 a.m. When the data reports, you trade the reaction and you're able to make way more money. You're able to make really like grow your account a lot better. right? 500% plays. Exactly. You can get those higher percentage plays by trading the reaction as opposed to trading prior to it. If you're trading before the data, you're gambling. Seeing it. Have y'all ever seen those people on TikTok? They be posting those videos and then it'd be like starts, you know what I'm saying, couple seconds go by and then it ends up, you know, the candle shoots off and now they're making $30,000, $50,000. That's gambling. Let me keep it a buck with you. Before the data came out, when in reality, right, you should have traded the reaction because it doesn't always go that well. There's a lot of people who blow their accounts trying to trade before the data actually comes out. So watch this, right? Look at what the market does when data comes out. So this is going to be on Friday. I'm going to actually show y'all this on IWM because this was probably the trade of the year. This is why, again, y'all want to tap in with TSA. Okay. So watch this. So on Friday, right, we had something called PCE. Okay. It's important data. It's a red folder day. Okay. So watch this. I'm going to go back. We're going to go back to the beginning of Friday. So this is on Friday. This is a trade I took. I'm going to show you actual proof as well. One thing about me, if you guys are new to my streams, I show proof of everything. So yeah, that's a really cool thing about being here. I have proof of everything and I have, you know, pretty much all the results to be able to show you. So Friday, okay, walk through it with pen. Go about it when you're looking at data. Boom, I wake up at 7 a.m. Okay. I wake up at 7. The first thing I do, shower, brush my teeth, all that stuff. Outside of that stuff, I come to my desk. The first thing I open up is Forex Factory. I'm opening up Forex Factory because I need to know what important stuff is going to happen. Okay. So boom, I see PCE come 10 a.m. I'm not touching nothing until 10 a.m. If I do touch something, what will be my favorite setups? For me, I trade often. So those are the two go-to that I look at all the time. To the day, I'm not touching nothing prior to 10 a.m. Now, what are you doing? That doesn't mean you don't look at the market from 9:30 to 10. You're still watching the market. You're waiting for actionable signals. You're waiting for setups, right? Because by 10 a.m., you want to understand when the data comes out, I'm going to get a reaction. I just need to know which side I'm going to be on. So watch this. This is exactly what I did. This is the 15-minute time frame. Okay. Right now we're watching the 15. The first 15 minutes. So this is 9:30 to 9:45. I didn't touch anything. Didn't touch nothing. Okay. Didn't do anything. Now, this is from 9:45 to 10 a.m. So when this candle prints out, but one thing you will also notice is this is called a 3-1 setup. So I trade something called the Strat. Okay, I have a YouTube video online that teaches all of this stuff for free. I have pretty much all the information out there for free for y'all. Okay, we have 30,000 likes as well, so I'm gonna share with y'all all of my indicators in just 1 second. So yeah, let's keep spamming the like button. At 50K likes, I'll open up TSA. Okay, at 50K likes, I'll open up TSA, which is my trading Discord. I do open and close enrollment once a month. So here's what I'll do. At 50,000. Open up TSA and I'll discount our enrollment. I don't discount my stuff because I don't believe that discounting is helping people. I think it's reframing how they think about the value. But in this scenario, I'll do it for y'all. And shout out to all 600 people in here. Okay. So that's what you'll get at 50,000 likes. Okay. So a 3 is volatility, right? So this is when we break both sides of the previous candle. And the reason I like trading the Strat is because you're trading price action, right? A lot of people be trying to trade all this other stuff and like, you don't really need to do all that, right? Like honestly, if you just understand price, you'll be perfectly fine. So watch this. This 3-1 and then consolidation. This is showing you that we are setting up for a move. This is an actionable signal at the time of data. So this next candle, watch how this works, right? Watch how this works. The next candle is going to be at, okay? So we're on a 15-minute time frame. What I'm looking for is price to above here or below here. And why am I doing that? It's because I'm waiting for the reaction. I'm trading the reaction of the data. So what I know is this consolidated right here. And I just want to trade the reaction. I want to trade a breakout. So volume to be able to trade it. So watch how this plays out. This is a trade that I actually took. When the next candle opens, it ends up ripping higher. Soon as it breaks up out of this consolidation, pause. Okay. Where's my first target? You could have target highs, which is right here. So your first target was hit, right? And another thing that I want y'all to know is like you can target pre-market highs, pre-market lows, previous day highs, previous day lows, so on and so forth. Okay, that's something else that y'all should know. So your first target ends up getting hit, but the thing I want y'all to pay attention to is how the candle closes. So when a candle closes, showing you that there's a lot of buyers, there's a lot of strength when this is closing. Okay, so now when this closes at my first, sitting there thinking to myself, this is a strong candle close, out the next target. Now, whether or not it does it or not, you got to obviously manage your risk, right? But in reality, had you left runners, right? Had you left runners, you would have been able to take advantage of a bigger move. I got to start respecting the key levels. Got to, Eddie. Got to. So let's say, I shaved off some profits here, and then you take the next trade, you leave. So this next candle consolidates. So it's chopping up. The next candle, boom, we rip higher, almost to 252.81 target. So you now, instead of just taking profits here, you're able to sit in it a little bit longer because you just read the candle. And this is why it's important to understand how to read a candlestick. Reading wicks, or how a wick, could potentially lead to a certain type of trade, right? Or a certain candle, the way it closes could lead to a certain type of trade. Then you're doing yourself a massive. So then we ended up pulling back here. We didn't end up hitting the second target, but you would have made off profits here, and then you would have been able to take advantage of a little bit more. So let me actually show y'all. I want to show y'all proof of me taking this trade. So as you guys can see, talk to me nice. This is 84% on IWM. This is my account. Okay. I took this and I alerted it out. So watch this. I alerted it as soon as I got in. Look at IWM 15 minute. This is in sync with the 30-minute orb. So I sent this out to the Discord. 3-1 setup. This was correct. And then watch this. I'm in IWM 253 calls. I at everyone at 10:03 a.m. Okay. This is options trading. This is options. All right. And this is my Discord community. Like I said, at 50, I'll open up slots since I do open. I'll open up slots for y'all and then for y'all too. Okay. I do not do this often as well. Like I said, I'm in 253 IWM calls. Look at this. Not even 1 minute later, we were up almost 25%. And that was that one candle that I showed y'all. Happens, right? And I'm going to show you guys something called the flow. 2 minutes later. So look at the time frame. I sent it out at 10:03. 10:24, we're up 23%. 10:05, we're at 47%. Then you start seeing all the other people taking the trade with me. They're up 32%, so on and so forth. 18% on QQQ, 84% here, right? Smaller accounts still growing. Even 4 minutes later, we almost had 100% return on this trade. So again, when you're trading data, it is a lot easier and better for you to be able to catch these moves. You can catch bigger moves, number one. But number two, you can catch your targets a lot quicker. Making sense? Is everything clinking so far? Everything clicking? SMC coming up. Yeah, next week is going to be insane. Next week is going to be insane. Do you mentor? We teaching live inside of my Discord. Do you trade live in your Discord? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. So the strike price was 253. Yep, I did 253. I went out of the money. So this is another thing. When you go out of the money, turn. So the way that I trade high risk, high return. Okay, we're at the money, we're in the money. What is it? You're taking a safer route. Okay. So lower risk, lower return. Okay. What about expiration date? I traded contracts on these, on this setup. And this setup that I seen, I was only going to be in it for a couple minutes. Okay. And then you guys can see all the other people who took this trade with me as well. So 65% here, under $50. So and then you guys can see pretty much all the other people in here as well. And again, all of this stuff is traded live. So 84% is on the contract. Options confuse me. Yes. So whatever money I put in on it, I was up 84% on it. So if I put in $1,000, I made $840. So you mainly use the 15-minute time. I used my favorite time frames are the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 5 minute. Those are my favorites. The 15-minute, the different time frames just show you different things, right? They paint different pictures. So it's important to know like what's best for you depending on the type of trader that you are. So if you day trade, right? If you day trade, you want to be focused on the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour. If you are a scalper, right, you're going to be looking at, you know, the 1 minute, the 3 minute, you're going to be looking at the 15 minute. If you are a swing trader, you're going to be looking at the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour. Those are going to be your go-tos. If you trade leaps, which is like holding a contract or holding a trade longer than a year, okay, then you're going to be primarily looking at, you know, the 3 month, the 6 month, the monthly, and the weekly. Those are going to be your go-to time frames. So, and the reason it's doing that is because it's showing you how long it could take to play out. Which candlestick did you exit at? So I buy my contracts in thirds, right? So I'll buy, you know, for example, just for example purposes, I'll buy 3 contracts right here. And then I'll sell 2/3 at my first target, and then I'll leave a runner. But when I leave a runner, I move my stop loss to break even on the runner. So basically what that means is I took 84% on 2/3 of my position. I let the runner go. And then once we pulled back, I got stopped out of the runner. So I broke even on, hit 84% on the other 2 contracts. Is there any ways to get you as a personal mentor? In my Discord, that's the closest way to get me as, you know, a mentor. But I teach everything live in my Discord community. So yeah. He's playing with free money on the runner. Good strategy. Exactly. So you're playing with house money, right? Like, I'm not gambling my whole position to try to get this next target. I'm just shaving off profit. And then if it doesn't work, if it doesn't hit this target, cool. I break even on the last one and I walk away from the trade and I'm done for the day. We almost at 50K. Damn, y'all got there quick. Like I said, at 50K, I'll open up my Discord. Again, we do enrollment, but I'll open it up and I'll also discount it for you guys as well. So yeah, that's at 50K likes. If y'all want to learn this stuff live, if y'all want to access our curriculum, I can actually walk y'all through it real quick. Let me show y'all real quick what the curriculum looks like. Let me grab this code. Bam, bam, bam. Let's go back here. Leave, okay. And then let's come over here. We'll go take a look at full A to Z. And then let me actually show you guys this. And then here's the indicators as well. I'm about to show y'all the indicators once I'm done showing y'all this. I'm gonna show you guys the indicators once I'm done showing y'all this. So let's do this, let's drag this over. So right here, this is our curriculum. So if I click back, this is the School of Threaded Arts, PSA. This is my group where we do live calls. We do pre-market calls Monday through Friday. I trade live with them Wednesdays and Thursdays primarily, but next week we're gonna be trading live every single day. What else is it? We have a 30-hour curriculum. So this is our curriculum, right? So 16 chapters, 59 lessons, 29 hours, 45 minutes long. Some people be like, is it necessary to have that much information? If you think you're gonna learn about the stock market within an hour or 2 hours, you have it completely, you got it twisted completely, right? So this is our curriculum right here. Everything is shot in 4K. So basically the same recording quality that you see right now is the same quality you get on these live videos. So, you know, if introduction to stocks, investing, getting you kind of framed in the right mindset, you know, to understand how trading in the stock market works. Risk management, we talk about, you know, sizing for zero, how to grow a small account, how to compound your account, tools that we use on a day-to-day basis. We walk you through all of the brokerages. So whether it's Webull, whether you use Robinhood, walk you through all of them. If we come down here, we walk you through trading view. So set up your trading view, how to stick, finding support and resistance, all of my indicators. We walk you through each and every one of them step by step. We have a ton of PDFs that you can print out and laminate. So all of these, so when you're a part of TSA, right? Whoops, that's my daughter's drawing, so disregard that. If we keep going, we break down Lux Algo. So we trade something called smart money concepts. You learn all of that as well. We break down options contracts. So choosing the right options contracts, prices, how out of the money contracts pay you over 100 to 1,000%. How to leave runners. So how do you size out of your positions? High probability setup. So I'll walk you through trades that I've personally taken that are some of my favorite trades of all time. How to find confirmation before you take a trade on the 5-minute time frame. So we walk you through that. How to swing trade. So if you work a 9 to 5 or you have a family, or you can't sit there and day trade, we walk you through how to swing trade. Community, his name is Nova. He sends out swing trades daily, so you can take a trade overnight instead of sitting there watching the market. You can trade, by just holding the contracts. Chapter 7, one ticker can change your life. We also have a AI scanner. It'll scan Strat setups. So if you like trading the Strat, when you learn it inside a scanner, that can scan for your favorite setups. So that way, instead of you sitting there going through the market, going through all these tickers and a button, it'll pull up a list of all of the stocks with the best setups, and then you can take it from there. A tutorial on how to go through it, and then other videos as well. So all of this is included in TSA, along with live calls on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then pre-market calls Monday through Friday. And then we do surprise calls on Sundays. We have guest speakers come in. And another thing as well is when you enroll into TSA, you get a free trading LLC. Join in the group. You can write off your equipment, computers, monitors, all that stuff, and we connect you with a certified CPA. Okay, so what I'll do is, we're actually at 50,000 likes right now. So what I'm gonna do is, I normally don't open up enrollment. Like I said, I only open it up once a month. But right now, what I'm gonna do is, let's log in over here, and I'm gonna add a discount, right? So if we were to show you wap.com, okay, so let me show y'all how much it normally costs to be enrolled in TSA. So watch this. Trading, boom, boom. Okay, so you can see we have 4.6 stars. The normal enrollment price is $150 a month, $1,500 for a year, $2,500 one time for a lifetime. Okay, you can check all of our reviews and all that good stuff here. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna waive this $150 a month, and I'm gonna make it $75 a month, but I'm only gonna open it up for 5 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna add a new link in my, so the right link isn't in my bio right now. I'm gonna add it in there right now. So give me 1 second. Boom, boom. We'll log in here. Okay. And then we'll add this link here. And then the new link is now uploaded in my bio. So I'm gonna walk you guys how to access it first, and then we're gonna start the timer. Okay. This is how you access it. Okay. This is how you access it. You are here on the stream right now, right? Okay, you are here on the stream right now. And again, it will be $75 a month. You'll be grandfathered in. So it'll go back to $150 a month. It's up. Once the first 5 minutes are up, it'll go back to $150 a month. You will not be able to join at that price ever until the next time that I open it, okay? So you are here on the stream, right? All you gotta do is click on my profile at the top right and go to my account. So you click here, you go to my account, right? Next, you want to click the link that is in my bio, right? You want to click the link that is in my bio. And once you click the link, it'll look just like this. And you're going to click on the very first link. Okay, you're going to click on the very first link. So when you click it, it'll take you here. And as you guys can see, it'll say $75 a month. You can use Cash App, Apple Pay, whatever other option. And again, like I said, it will be $75 a month until you unsubscribe again. So if you want to come trade and everything, that's how you join. Now, I'm going to start a timer right now for 5 minutes. So as y'all can see, there is a timer about to be set here. I'm going to click start, and the link will disappear in 5 minutes. Okay, the links is going to be disappearing in 5 minutes. Now, the first 2 people, you got to come back and say got it once you guys have it. But the first roll into TSA will get a one-on-one call with me, and I will refund your $75. So the first 2, speed loves success, or success loves speed. The first 2 people who enroll for the 1-hour call with me, right, or a one-on-one call, I'm sorry, not a 1 hour, a one-on-one call with me, and then I will refund. You'll get access, and you'll keep access. All right. So just come back and say 4 minutes right now to enroll. You got 4 minutes to enroll right now, and if you guys have questions, let me know. Okay, we're gonna go over the next lesson once we're done with this. So you guys got 3 minutes and 58 seconds right now. Okay, bam, bam. And like I said, you do have to come live and say got it down below in the chat. Shout out to MMRT for enrolling into TSA. And then here's all the indicators as well. Those are my indicators since we got to 30K likes. There's the indicators right there for y'all. You use volume? I don't use it as much as I used to. I actually don't use it at all. Actually, I'm keeping it honest with you. I don't really use it, but when I trade the strat, it's not really something I have to use. Shout out to Life of a King for enrolling into TSA. Shout out to Rom Too Cute to enroll into TSA. Crazy part, right? Like, I normally don't address stuff like this, and mind y'all got 3 minutes left real quick. But like, people have $1,000. You have $1,000 cell phone, right? And people look at me and they be like, learn. Here's the thing, right? Had you already been where you wanted to be, you wouldn't even be in this live. Right? You wouldn't even be in this live. So it's like you are a consumer when everything feels right. But when it comes to building a life that you always wanted for yourself, you second guess things. And then people be like, oh my God, $75. Oh my gosh, I can't. Like, at what point in time do you actually start want to get to? Or are you going to wait and keep waiting until somebody comes saves you? Because I'm pretty sure you're going to be waiting until forever. Like, you don't get to where you want to get to in life being risked. You just don't. So it's like, at time, you got to put some respect on your last name, because at the end of the day, you working all these hours for someone else. You're doing all this stuff for other people, but when it comes an opportunity for you to take advantage and do things for yourself, or to learn something and learn a skill, right? Like, if I'm showing you how to, if I'm teaching you something, and then you make $100, is it not worth it? And then you still get the information for 30 days? But it's like, you know, success loves speed. Are very successful is that they are the individuals to make decisions quickly, hesitate. They believe in themselves. And here's the crazy thing, right? People always talk about how much faith they got in God and all that. God, if you're second guessing yourself and your abilities, period. If you did have faith in yourself, if you have faith in God, you would trust in his ability to show you the path that will allow you to get to where you want to get to. So it's like, at some point in time, something's got to give. You can't be who you are right now and who you want to be at the same time. Something has to give. Something has to give. So it's like, are you going to keep doing the same things that you've been doing, which has you where you are right now? People be wondering like, oh, I want to be in this position in life. The people who are making 3 times more than you, 5 times more than you, 10 times more than you, you don't need to do double the work to catch up to them, or 5 times the work. You need to do 50 times the work just to get to where they're getting to. And then on top of that, you have to educate yourself. So all the information that they have and that they're taking action on, you have yet to even get an ounce of the same information, so you don't know what to do. And then people be like, oh, I'm on YouTube. Okay, go watch YouTube. But you've been saying that for how long now? How many times do you actually say, all right, I'm gonna actually do this for real? For enrolling into TSA. Shout out to Tay for enrolling into TSA. Seconds, right? 8 seconds. How do I enroll? My brother, timer is going out literally right now. So, like I said, I mean, shit, success loves speed, right? Success loves speed. So I'm gonna close that link out again. We already went over what everything you guys are getting. I said got it second. I'm gonna go through the first 2 people who enrolled and I'm gonna refund them. And then I will message you guys directly in WAP. I'm gonna message you guys directly within WAP. So these are the indicators as well. So if you guys want to screenshot this, go ahead and screenshot this right now. Okay. Now, if you guys are a complete beginners to trading, how many of you are complete beginners? Like, you don't know what a stock is, you don't know, how the stock market works. If you don't know things like volume, liquidity, things like that. If you're like brand, comment me. See something real quick. And we got 340 people in here. So if you're a complete beginner, comment me down below. I want to kind of get a gauge of me. Okay, so there's a lot of beginners. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do for my beginners. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this real quick. Let's pull this up. So yeah, the majority of you guys are beginners. So I want to show you guys quick. Damn, why does it keep doing this? Okay, so let's drag this over here. Let's do this. Okay, so I created something called Trade Smart, Invest Smarter. So let me do this. this. Okay. So trade smart, invest smarter. So this is basically a full curriculum. It's not only a 70-page ebook, but it also comes with 8 hours of content. You guys are complete beginners to trading. Maneuver in the market, you want to understand what the market is, you want to understand how to go about it, and you're serious about actually learning the information, then this is something that you might be interested in. So basically this ebook comes with 8 hours of courses and videos that you guys can access that will show you how to find support and resistance, what it is, what a stock is, options trading, breaking down Webull, breaking down Robinhood, a lot of the beginner friendly stuff you guys will be able to access within here. You guys can also check out all of the features that we have here as well. Now, this actually isn't open right now because this is something that I just created and only a very few people have access to it. So what I'm gonna actually do, this is, as you guys can see, 47 bucks. Actually make this like less than a fucking Chipotle bowl. So you guys can access it. So even if you're enrolled into TSA or if funds are a little low right now, you will still be able to still walk away with something that will be able to show you exactly how to get into the market. So that way you can, you know, change your situation around. So right now I just discounted this to 27 bucks and I'm going to add this to the link in my bio. And one thing you guys will notice is the group link has completely as well. So to enroll into TSA for completely gone. And then let me actually make sure that this is working. All right. So how do you access this, right? How do you access this? So you're on the stream right now, okay? And like I said, this ebook is best for complete beginners if you have no idea, all organized in one manner. So if you want to go to YouTube and you want to go find all the information, sure, go for it. Well, you have to watch a bunch of YouTube videos that are out of sync. Hey, it is what it is. So with that being said, if you want everything organized, you want to be able to just jump straight into things, you like the way that I teach, then I will teach all of this to you and you'll also access the 8-hour videos as a bonus. So in order to, what you're going to do is you're going to click on my account again and you're going to go to the link in my bio. Okay. Go to the link in my bio. When you click the link in my bio, as you guys can see, it'll be the Smart Invest Smarter Beginners ebook. You guys can see it's 27 bucks and it's currently discounted. You can read up on it if you want to. You can also check all of our over 4.7 stars and then you guys can click join and you'll get instant access. As bonus, again, like I said, you will get access to an 8-hour curriculum you through everything. So if you're a complete beginner and this is something you're serious and you really want to jump into it, but you want to just get your feet, it's currently 27 bucks. I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes and then I'm going to close this back down again. So a 5-minute timer has started right now. The first 3 people to grab theirs, I'm gonna refund to you directly to your account. So the first 3 people get theirs refunded, so you basically get it for free. Okay, I'm in once you guys are done. Got it, and then let me know in the chat. All right, cool. This up as well. So you guys got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to access it. The link is in the bio. The link is in the bio. Should I get this if I have the other one? No, you don't need it if you have the other one. If you're already in the group, this comes automatically with your enrollment in TSA. See how this looks. Google ended up retesting this. This actually looks a little different. And then we're gonna walk through setups for, thank you, Eddie, I appreciate it, brother. I know, bro, the trolls gonna troll, man. Trolls is gonna troll, bro. They come to watch me, come comment in here and try to make me feel some type of way as if I don't have the results. I mean, come on now. Hold on, since they weren't, let's just come in here and show the results real quick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's come show the results. We can say a bunch of stuff. We can talk whatever we can say whatever we want to say in the chat. And this is Eddie that's in the chat, literally right here. No, I'm definitely not feeding into it, but sometimes you gotta talk your stuff, right? When they show me their results, right, then I'll start, you know, looking into it, right? But other than that, I mean, look at the results. It speaks for itself. Literally. Can keep going days and days and days and days and days and days. Come on, bro. 300% SPY. Come on, bro. 5% on the account, 4% on the account, 70%, 20%, 337% on IWM, 109%. Another green week, 30% overall account, 14% on the account on the day, 52%, 94%, 223 on the account, so on and so forth. Come on now, bro. You can see the results for yourself. $826, $1,100 on the day. Got his 1K in a day award. Right, let's keep going. 81 bucks. Took my first trades today, made $92. So if you feel some type of way about 27 bucks, if you feel some type of way about, you just not thinking big enough, and you can't blame me. You don't think big enough. Why would I go down to meet where everyone else is if I'm already, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think of myself as above anyone, but it's a mental thing. People will try to hold you back from going about getting your own, you know what I'm saying, results for yourself and changing your own situation because they too fearful. And they try to, like, that's how the devil works, bro. Like, if we keep it a buck, the ebook of Discord, it's already a part of it. That's how the devil works, though. He will literally put all of these obstacles in your way to make you hesitate about betting. Like, people don't realize how bad of a mentality they really have until you come on here and you start really like, damn, like, you got all these people saying all this stuff. But it's like no one, they themselves are not successful. They themselves are not successful. So it's like listening to other people, unless you want their lifestyle. I mean, shit, last time I checked in the penthouse, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff is good. I don't like to boast and stuff like that, but to put things in perspective for y'all, if you want to get to a certain place, follow the people who are already there. How much for mentorship? I don't do like a one-on-ones. It's inside of my Discord community. How you set the chart like that? Watch this. On TradingView, right? You guys have 40 seconds left. The link is in my bio for the $27 ebook. It goes back to $47 in 30 seconds. So you guys got 30 seconds. It's in my bio, okay? And then I will remove it and you will not be able to access it. Hold on, let me scroll up real quick. Shout out to Rallo. She said, I'm in there. Let's go. So here's my indicator, right? So up here, it's algo. Now this one you have to pay a subscription for. Okay, I'm gonna put this out there. You gotta pay a subscription for this one. Algo.com, that's where you guys can go to get this. Sadie ATR levels, this is a free indicator. Strat assistant, Ricky Z Carroll, that's the numbers on the chart, okay? That is the numbers on the chart. So if you wanna like trade the strat and you want like the easy, let me just show you. These numbers and the colors and stuff, you can change the colors if you want to, if you don't like the colors. Pretty much access the strat and the numbers. And then the strat alerts, you don't need this. Volume, I don't use volume as much. So actually turn this off. And then VWAP auto anchored. This is the blue indicator. Does it have this access to the Discord and alerts? It does, Goldbird. I apologize, I forgot about you guys in YouTube. Let me send you the link in YouTube real quick, bro. Copy. Goldberg, you can click this link right here. I just dropped it in the YouTube there. So these are the indicators. Do you use EMAs for options? I used to when I first got started, but I don't now. I do not now. Only need the strat and what is it called? Only need the strat and key levels. So I'm about to show y'all how to mark out key levels. Y'all ready? Can we move on now? Can we move on now? I just grabbed it for 27. It's 27 bucks. Shout out to I'm him for enrolling and grabbing his ebook as well. Let me know how you like it, brother. Yes, because I just joined. Okay, perfect. Let's skip. All the links are gone now. So that was it. Like I said, success loves speed. If you don't like success, then you know that's why you hesitate. It says $27 is gone now. That's how quick you gotta be. You know what I'm saying? I opened it for 5 minutes. You either grab it or you don't. Maybe later in this live, I'll open it back up, but as of right now, it's back closed. It is back closed. And enrollment to TSA is back closed as well, so. My card, you probably got a text message. Charts cleaned up since the time I joined TSA. I know, right, Eddie? That's crazy. That's crazy because like my charts back in the beginning of the whole like EMAs everywhere, volume, I had Sadie, I had everything on there, and it's just like less is really more in all reality. So let's somebody comment a ticker that I can go on. Thank you, Bula. TTD. All right, perfect. So mark out. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Okay. So right now, I'm gonna teach you guys how I find key levels. Okay. Call it your YouTube strat. Man, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. All right, can we start now? Are we good? Cool. All right. So watch this. Watch this. Key levels. Okay. So if you don't want to trade the strat, right? I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna turn off everything. I'll turn this off. Whoops. I'm gonna turn VWAP off. I'm gonna turn strat, and I'm gonna turn. I'll leave this on right here. Okay. Y'all ready? So, key levels. What is a key level? Okay. A key level is basically resistance. So, what is support and resistance if you're a little bit newer? Okay. It's places on a chart where price is bouncing or rejecting. Does that look like? A great way to remember this is think of deep V's. I want y'all to type that down below. Deep V's, the letter V. Deep V's. If you don't want to trade concepts, if you don't want to trade smart money concepts, if you don't want to trade none of that, let's say you just wanted to trade straight up support and resistance, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it just off of using key levels. Will you have to be a little bit more patient? Yes. So if you're not a patient person, you probably won't like this too much. But if you like consistency, then I think you will like this. Okay. Thank you guys. Deep V's. So what I mean by deep V's is when you look at this chart, you want to see places where you get multiple taps at the same level and it creates a deep V, right? So this right here is a deep V, but we also had multiple taps of this level. So what you would do is you would come up here and you would draw a line. We broke above here once, we pulled back here. We tried to break out again, rejected, and came. So this is resistance. Well, where was support? This is a deep V on the opposite end. So when we did pull back from right here, where did we come to? Where did buyers step in, right? And then here's the key thing about key levels, okay? Here's a key thing. Just 2 taps. Comment it down below. How many taps do y'all need? How many taps do you need to see before you can mark out a level? If it's only 1 tap, don't mark it out. The more taps it has, the more important the level is. Okay, so you're looking for at least 2, bare minimum. So how would I mark this out, right? This one, you got 1 tap here, 2 taps, 3 taps, 4 taps, 5 taps. So this is a level that has been respected over and again, right? When you see price pull back and it's consolidating like this, look at this, 1 tap, 2 tap, right? This is support. And the thing you got to keep in mind when you draw in key levels is it does not have to be perfect. Okay? It does not have to be perfect. The thing you need to keep in mind is that it just multiple taps. That's it. It doesn't have to be to the cent. It doesn't have to be the same as somebody else's. If mine is off by 3 cents from yours, you don't have to go change yours. Okay? What time frame is this? The daily. So this is important. Okay, watch this. What time frame do you want to mark out your key levels on? If you are day trading, you should be marking out the daily and the 4-hour time frame. You want to mark out deep V's on the daily and the 4. What time frames, y'all? What time frames? Comment it down below. The reason you want to mark them out on these levels is because the lower time frames will respect. These are highly respected levels. Okay, exactly, the daily and the 4-hour time frame. So this is right now on the daily time frame. I'm marking out daily on the daily time frame, and then you know the other ones as well. Okay, so where is another one that I can mark out? So look left over here, right? Always look left. So the easiest way to do this is if you start looking left and then you work your way right, you'll see multiple levels. So notice how price came down here and we bounced here once. When price came back to here again, it bounced a second time. When it broke above, it retested here, came down for support again, and came back lower. So are we understanding key levels? It's basically support and okay. It is support and resistance. So how can you trade these levels? You want to wait until price gets on these levels, and you're waiting for price gets up to 54.98, and you already said, all right, so let's say this never happened, and you see price coming back to this level again after it rejected it once already. It would behoove you to think, now you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, the possibility is we break up, and you're looking for a candle to close above this blue line, which is resistance, or we try to break above and we reject and close lower, which is this candle right here. This is showing you that you are rejecting this level, and it ends up pulling back. Okay, key levels are very, very important because price respects these levels on lower time frames, on the hourly, on the 5 minute, whatever time frame you're using, they are being respected from the daily levels. Again, if you go to the 4-hour time frame, it'll look a little bit different. So these different time frames are just painting a different picture, but they're all pretty much the same. Okay. Let's look at American Express. Let's look at AXP. Okay, watch this. So you go to the daily time frame. Let's mark it out together. I'm looking at deep. So over time, you practice, and as you do this more often, you'll be able to just come to the chart and see it. Like me right now, I can instantly see multiple levels right now that I can pretty much mark off. But for right now, I'm gonna just walk y'all through it so that way it's not as difficult, okay? So the first V where I get multiple taps is this one right here. And as you can see, we tapped here multiple times over here on the left. So I'm gonna put a line right here. And again, it does not have to be perfect. Is this your TV you're charting on? Nah. My TV? Would you use that to pick a stop loss and take profits? Exactly, yes. You would use these as targets. So this is a support level. Up here, you got multiple taps of this level. This is resistance. Where's one here, right? You got this level right here. Boom. One taps, and it came back through here multiple times. Okay, come back and look left, and the easiest way to be able to mark this out is if you drag your trading view by the bottom by the date and you do this. Don't y'all see how easy it is to see the deep V's? And it got tapped multiple times. So this is key support level. This is where I want to buy at on a deep sell-off, right? Another deep V right here. We tapped here look at this. Right? You got this level right here. Mark it off. Bam. And this is what support and resistance looks like. Price is coming through, bounces here, goes back through. When it does go through, it hits here, it pulls back, hits support, pushes back through after it bounces, pulls back here, right? All you're doing is just using these levels because this is where price is going to. Key levels are very, very respected, and it's probably one of the most important things to have on your chart. Now, how many lines do you necessarily need to have? You don't need to have a bunch, right? You really want to just keep in mind when you're seeing this, right? And you have these lines, right? You still have to keep in mind that on these levels, okay, price is going to react. You just need to learn how to read the candle. Candles will show you, like this candle right here. Watch this. This candle, if you just were to trade support and resistance, anything like that, this candle tried to break above resistance and it failed and closed lower. The thing you would have looked at here is, hey, if this next candle opens and it breaks under previous, I'm looking to take puts here. So like a lot of times are very, very clean and super simple. Me thinking I know how to read this, I promise if you keep sitting here and you keep asking questions, I promise I'm gonna help you read it, okay? I promise I'm gonna help you learn, and it's gonna be way easier for you, okay? Is everything making sense so far for y'all? Drop a yes in the chat if everything making sense so far. Okay? So this is, again, this is like one of the first ways I learned how to trade. Very simple. Now, when you add other things, obviously it gets a little bit more, you know, up there. But if you're a complete beginner and you didn't want to know the strat, you didn't want to know, is learn how to mark off key levels and learn how to read a candlestick. When you see a long wick like this, when you see a long wick like this, and it's coming into support. Or again, now you're looking for a rejection. This is a reversal. What's happening is price breaks under and it breaks through previous days, right? So this past week, it broke through all of those lows, well, pretty much almost all of them, right? And it closes lower. Then look what happens, right? It ends up gapping down. So this is how you know that this was a major resistance level, right? This is how you know this was a major resistance level. You know it's a major resistance by how it sells off, or the reaction, or the type of momentum you get after price closes back under. So this candle, good body close, gets rejected and it comes back lower, closes, gaps down. When it gaps down, it continues falling. Then the next candle opens and pushes even lower. So you know this is how you could have swing traded this. You could have swung it, you could have day traded, right? Like you could have gone about this multiple scenarios. Is that an order block? No. How many hours do you lock in, and how much is it to start? I don't really look at it from like an hourly standpoint. Like I think I look at it like, shit, if I really want to learn something, I'm just willing to put time as possible in on it. Yeah, how much? I have a bunch of YouTube videos online for free that you can watch. My group just closed. You missed enrollment. What I might do is I might open it up later today. Later on this live, I'll see if we get enough yeses in the chat. I'll open it back up, but for right now it's closed. YouTube, but right now what I'm teaching you is definitely for complete beginners. Definitely for complete beginners. You could have literally looked at this and you could have said, hey, where's my target? So I want to show y'all this too. Say you see price reject, you see this. So this candle pattern right? This candle pattern is very important. Price triggers, you take this entry, so you will say, hey, when American Express breaks under 370 bucks, I'm looking to take, where's my targets? Your targets are recent lows of previous candles. So target 1, so let me actually grab a new one. This is your first target right here. Your second target is down here. Your third target, you can either use this wick or you can use this one back here. And it's just previous. Oh, appreciate the galaxy, my dog. It's crazy because I'm actually literally about to book my flight out to Miami. So I got to hit you up if you're going to be free. I'm trying to do some shit out there. So I'm going to hit you up probably later today or tomorrow. Actually, killing it. Much love, my guy. Appreciate you as always, bro. Proud of you. So your levels, right? Your targets are just recent wicks. Are y'all seeing how your targets are literally just recent levels? Like if you look at a candle, you would do the same thing on a 4-hour time frame. You would just go to the, look left and then look at the wicks. And then you would do the same thing for calls. You would look left and then you would target wicks to the upside. Is this making sense? Or you could just target key levels. So ideally, you wouldn't have looked at this and said, yeah, my target is 349. You wouldn't have thought that. You wouldn't have thought at 370 that we were going to pull back that deep. You got to know how to size out. Your targets are being hit. You're just shaving off contracts. You're shaving off profits. Making sense? Drop a yes in the chat if this is making sense so far. And all of this came from looking at a key level and then how candles close at that key level. Marking the key level, which is resistance, support, and how the candle closed at that level. So I think some of y'all but some other people aren't getting it because you may not know how to read a candlestick. And I think that might be the problem. Where's your entry? Back here. So when you see this candle close like this with a long wick to the upside, so look at this. Y'all, I think I need to drop that video on YouTube. Candlestick anatomy. I think I just need to drop it for free so everyone knows how to read a candle. I think everyone. So let me just break it down in brief real quick. So who already know all this stuff, I get it. I don't want you to leave, but I need these people as a unit. Can we do that? Can y'all sit back and relax? Maybe grab something like a candlestick to some of these people. I get it. They beginners. I know you don't want to sit, but I think it's important to learn. So if it's okay with you, I would love to just teach them real quick. Okay. So how do you read a candlestick? Okay. We got time. So watch this. All right. Okay, perfect. Yeah, just go grab something to drink, grab something to eat real quick. I'm gonna explain this to them real quick. And if it's something you don't know, definitely tune in. Okay. Using Saturday to get educated for the week. Love it, bro. I'm gonna clear these charts because we already went over this. Okay. So let's talk about this. Okay, so we know that there are buyers and sellers in the stock market. If it's low demand and there's higher supply, right? Then obviously you have supply issues, right? Or demand issues. So I want to show y'all this, and I want to break it down just stupid simple. I'm going to disregard all the big words. Teach this as if you were my daughter, right? Or son. Damn, that sounds even. We cousins, okay? I'm going to teach y'all as if y'all my cousin, my favorite cousin. That one cousin that's been riding with you, I'm going to teach you as if you're them for me, okay? So there are buyers and sellers in the stock market, okay? How do you know where they're at? How do you know what's going on? When you read a chart, okay? Are buyers in control? They're showing you that buyers have control. The red candlesticks are showing you that sellers are in control. So let's talk about how you read this candle. Anytime you guys are looking at a candlestick, so let's break down this candle right here. This is a candlestick. This part right here, and this part, the top and the bottom, those long parts are called wicks. They're called wicks. I'm going to explain what a wick is, and I promise you it's going to all make everything, okay? These are called wicks, top and the bottom. Pause, okay? It's called the body. This is the body of the candle, is the wick of this candle, okay? So let's first explain the open and the close of a bullish candlestick, okay? So when I say buyers are in control, it's also known as a bullish candlestick. So what's a good way to remember this? Bulls, okay, have horns, and when they're fighting or running towards you, they strike up. So if I say I'm bullish, that something is going up. Think of a bull's horns are pointing up. So bullish, up. Buyers, right? Bullish, buyers, same thing, same group. Now let's group the sellers. Think of a bear walking on its hands. The hands are pointing down, right? So bearish are sellers in control, which is pushing something down, pushing the stock down. Are we clicking so far? Drop a yes in the chat if I ain't lose you so far. Okay, good. I need to define it and then correlate it so it sticks, okay? Okay, good. So how do you read this candle though? The candle on a bullish candlestick, on a green candlestick, it always opens at the bottom. So this is where price opens on November 12th, when the stock market opened, right? The candle opened at $371.11. Okay, this is where price opened at. What a wick is telling you is how far something went or how far up it went. Okay, so price opened and then it went as low as $370.51. It went as high as $77.23, but the candle closed here. So price was in between all of these different places, so the wicks are just showing you the highest point price got to in that candlestick and the lowest point that the price got to in that green. The reason this candlestick is bullish is because price opened here and it closed higher. So it opened at 371.11, closed at 372.77. That's why it's a bullish candlestick, period. It is because the candle or the price opened and then it closed higher than where it opened at. Are we making sense so far? Everything clicking? Is everything clicking? Okay, good. I need to see a bunch of yeses in the chat. Just you know? Okay. Good. So, this is a bullish candlestick. Do we all understand what a bullish candlestick is? All it is when price opens and it closes higher. That's it. Remember, buyers and sellers, they're consistently buying and selling stocks. That's what you're trading else. But for right now, we're going to keep it stupid simple. Okay? Good. Now we all understand a bullish candlestick. Buyers are in control. Now, here's another fundamental thing that a lot of candlesticks. The wick, how matters. So a wick is showing where price is rejecting. So how did I know, if you were to look at this, how would I know that the next candle would print red? How did I know that the next candle would be bearish? Because I looked at this wick and I seen that price got all up here and it got rejected. Sellers stepped in and they said, no, price is not getting up here. We don't like it up here. Right? So the longer the wick, the higher the rejection. Right? So remember, buyers are in control on this way up here, right? This body of this candle, it was all the way up here until the sellers stepped in and they said, no, we're not letting this happen. And it ends up pulling. So it pulls back and it closes like this. This is showing me that sellers stepped in and they took back control. Is it clear? You're explaining it very well. Are you putting this video on YouTube? I have all these videos up on YouTube explained in a simple manner. So yeah, everything's already up there if you want to watch it. Okay. I'm getting it for real. Good, 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 good. So when you're reading a candlestick, what do we have to keep in mind, y'all? When you're reading a candlestick, what is a very important thing that if you watch some other videos, they may not, but what is something very important? You can trade literally. Y'all don't need all that other fucking complicated shit. If you just know how to read a candlestick and you know how to find key levels, you can watch how candles close at the key levels to know where price is going to go next, period. It's like a tug of war game. Exactly. The way I explain it to my students is think of it as a war. Buyers and sellers are going to war on every single candlestick, and who wins dictates what the candle looks like. Explain very well. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Exactly, y'all. The wicks. The wicks are very important. Please write that down. Please don't forget that. Like, you can't just look at a candle and just because it's green think it's bullish. No, there's different types of bullish candlesticks. There's things called candlestick patterns, and you gotta grab a damn. Let me see if I got one. I actually do. This is called a candlestick reference sheet. Okay, so like all of these things are things that you get this and you can laminate it. The Strat. If you just want to trade regular price action, regular candlesticks, support and resistance, you can literally use this. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll have to find a way to get this to y'all for free. Be able to get this to y'all for free? Let me know. That way y'all can print it, y'all can study it, y'all can draw it out, you can do whatever you want. Okay. What I'm gonna do is have a free community where I have like a free 7 hours, like 8 hours course that y'all can take. I'll just add this in. Is that cool? And there's nothing to sell you in it. Basically all you gotta do is just put your email in so I can get it over to you. Okay. So yeah, so the link is in my bio to join the free group. You'll get access to the free 8-hour course, and then you'll get access to this. I'll just add it in there today. So somebody at the end of today's class, just remind me. Good. Again, I'll get this to y'all for free. So you just got to click the link in my bio, and you'll be able to join the free group, and I'll get it over there. I really need moderators, bro. Fuck. Adding moderators, okay? Hey Tess, how you doing? I'm doing great, man. How about you? Okay, good. So we're gonna explain the candlestick patterns in a little bit. I can actually pull it up on my screen as well. Okay. So now let's explain a bearish candlestick. Can I move on from bullish candlesticks, y'all? Let me know in the chat. Can I move on to explain candlestick? How I explain the bearish one. In this scenario, this is fucking perfect. I gotta stop cussing. This is actually perfect. TikTok is wild, Eddie. You feel me? My mind be all over the place sometimes. This is why it'd be so hard. I'm telling you. Okay, we're good. So let's clear these lines and let's talk about this candle right here. We'll rewind this and we'll come back here. Okay. So on a bearish candlestick, it is the exact same. The only difference is where the price opened and where it closed. So on a bearish candlestick, price opens at the top. So price opened at $369.48 on this candlestick. It got as high as $371.80 before buyers stepped back in and pushed, or before sellers here. So it got as low as $362.76. But the candle closed at $367.88. So how is this a bearish candlestick? Why is it a bearish candlestick? Because the candle opened and closed. Does that make sense? The wicks are just showing you how high and how low it actually went during that candle. The most important part of the candlestick is the open and the close though. Good. Everything making sense? Amazing. So if I have a bear, but I have a long wick to the downside, who is in control, y'all? See, if you know that this candlestick is red, right? Because all bearish candlesticks aren't made equal. Just because it's green, right? So if you see a long wick to the downside, who's in control? Remember, it's a wick. A wick means what? What does a wick mean? We got some mixed responses in the chat. So what does a wick mean? Nope, we just explained it. Rejections, okay? When you see a long wick, price is rejecting a level. So price got all the way down here, right? American Express got all the way down to $362.07. This is when buyers stepped back in and they pushed it all the way back up to 367. So this is showing me that buyers are in control. So if I wanted to take a trade, think of it like this. If I wanted to take this type of trade, that buyers are indeed in control, we need to break above this candle. We need to break above this candle's high. That's how I'll know that the buyers are in control. It's confirmation. So like, just because you see a wick like this doesn't mean you just take calls. Doesn't mean you just bet to the upside. You wait for confirmation, and the confirmation is breaking the previous candle's high or low. So watch this, okay? In order for me to be confident that the bulls are in control, that buyers are in control, watch this. I take above, and then I take calls above this level, 371.80. Look what happens. Price breaks above, and it rejects. Cool. But and then, as you see, these candlesticks are still green. So in this scenario, right, we end up having a push up higher. But what this is showing me, when you start getting these long wicks, price is rejecting, it's starting to. So when you have multiple candles with long wicks, that we could be seeing some, okay? Is everyone tracking? Comment track down below if you're tracking me. Not too complicated, right? Like, people think like because they didn't graduate school with a 3.98 thousand GPA, and because, you know, all the like, bro, this ain't school. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has been one day this year where I made more than my teachers made in a whole year. I made it in a day. Just from looking at, from clicking some buttons. Now, here's what I'll tell you. When most people say it took me years to become profitable, it isn't because of the strategy. You can learn, I can teach you in one day, within a couple hours. Now, whether or not you remember it is on you, right? That's up to you and your memory, and if you're smoking a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I can teach you this very quickly. You can learn this on YouTube very quickly from the video. The part about trading is being able to sit in your emotions, because you got to remember, while you're trading, price is going up and down. And guess what's also going up and down? Your emotions. And the reason your emotions are going up and down is because you don't know which way it's going to go. And the problem is, a lot of times, right, people look at trading, when the price goes against them, they look at the market is against me. It's like a trauma response. Oh, price went against me. I got stopped out of my trade. I lost money. The market is against me. No, the market is going to always do what it wants. If I'm going to trade, I need to know exactly how much I'm okay with losing, and then where I'm getting out. Those are the two things. Before you place a trade, where am I getting in? What am I okay with losing? Where am I getting out? Tracking me? Comment track down below if we tracking. If we good, all right? So when you have these, right, when you are able to learn how to read a candlestick, okay, do we all feel a little bit more comfortable learning, like knowing how to read a candlestick? Do we feel like comfortable on how these things work? Do we feel like, okay, fuck yes, I got it. Good, finally, right? It's not as hard as other people may have told you, right? I mean, at least they may have taught you very difficult, like a difficult way, but thank God I'm blessed with the ability to simplify things. Okay, let's move on. So when you combine reading a candlestick with knowing support and resistance. So think of this, okay? Resistance is a ceiling. So If I took a tennis ball right now and I threw it at the ceiling, what's gonna happen to the tennis ball, y'all? I'm gonna teach support and resistance right now. These, like, you can literally trade with just these two things. Right? So if I took a tennis ball and I threw it at the ceiling, what's gonna happen? It's gonna reject. It's gonna come back down, right? It comes back down. So that's what resistance is. It's just a ceiling. So when you hear people say, oh, resistance, that's just the ceiling. That's where price can come back down. Does it have to do that? No, it's just the next likely place. It has a high likelihood that it can do that. Why? Because it happened in the past. When you guys are trading, everything is based off of what happened past. What you plan on doing is based off of what already happened and the probability that it happens again or that it doesn't happen again. That's all trading is. Okay? So, if I took a tennis ball and I threw it at the ground, if I threw it on the floor hard as I could, tennis ball, y'all. If I took a tennis ball and I threw it as hard as I could at the ground, right? What will happen? It's going to bounce. It's going to come back, right? So when you're reading support and resistance, it's just ceiling and floors. Resistance, support is the floor. Do we understand support and resistance now? So now when you learn where support and resistance is on a chart, so watch this. Now we're going to connect everything and put it all together without no indicators. You don't need no indicators to do this, right? It's, right? When we combine this with being able to spot deep V's, so before, like, you don't have to read every single candlestick right now. What your goal is, all right, let me look left and let me see what the market structure is, okay? And I'm gonna explain market structure as well in a brief and understanding way. But first, I wanna show you the ceilings and bam. So you mark off the ceiling. I'm looking for 2 taps. We rejected once. We're now at this price now. So now I can look for this as a trade for this week, right? I could and say, hey, price did just reject here again. Doesn't this look pretty similar to this? Doesn't this scenario, right? So let me grab this real quick. Let's go over. Tool, okay? Circle. Doesn't this scenario, let's do it like that, okay? Doesn't this scenario look very similar? Doesn't this scenario look very similar to this one? Right? So you could look at this trade today. So how would you read this? How would you look for a trade this week on American Express at resistance? Right? Well, if the next candle can break above here and close above the resistance will now become the floor. What was once the ceiling will end up becoming the floor when price breaks above it. Does this make sense? Now, when we're looking at this scenario, right now, there might be other things, right? American Express might announce that they're launching a new fucking American Express black card. And then they seen 15 million people sign up for the card. That's going to lead to them making, not only adding more customers, but making more money in the long run. So investors like to see, now, if they drop that news while we're at resistance, the likelihood of us breaking through it, more people buy the stock, is going to be higher. So this is why that's called fundamental analysis. What we're doing right now is technical analysis, right? Right now, what we're doing is technical analysis. Technical analysis means we're looking at a chart and we're learning where price can go. Where's price at and where can it go and where has it been? Fundamental analysis is what is the company talking about? What new products are they launching? Are they collaborating with another company? How many of y'all seen Netflix is going to be buying out Warner Bros? Right? Standpoint, that's a great sign. Now, from a consumer, they're monopolizing media. But isn't that what Meta has already done? Facebook has already done that. WhatsApp, then they tried to get TikTok, didn't get TikTok, and then steals TikTok's format and creates. So you're just like, fundamental analysis is where you play high level chess. Technical analysis is where you're able to play chess on the chart. And what I want y'all to remember is a chart is a chart is a chart. What do I mean by that? And if you ever hear that in the future, you'll understand what it means. A chart is a chart is a chart, meaning that I see the same chart that you see. The person on New York on Wall Street sees the same chart that we see. So they're playing with more money than us, but they still see the same chart. They still see the same levels. They're still reacting. They're looking at investors reacting to information. Is everything kind of meshing together a little bit better now? Hopefully this is all like, okay, good. Because I got more to explain. Talk that talk, George. Shout out to George. I actually did I know Talk That Talk George, right? I did a in-person event with him, and we spoke for in Milwaukee. We spoke for I can't remember exactly what it was. Damn, my memory is cooked. I was talking about y'all. My memory is cooked. So now on American Express this week, what you would be looking for is a candle to close above 372.98, and then you just round it up, right? 370, 373, right? So like a lot of times I'll just round stuff up. It doesn't have to be to the exact cent. Okay, it doesn't have to be to the exact cent, and you do not have to be perfect. You don't have to prematurely treat, and this is what happens a lot of times. You might see these things, right? And then you like, oh, I think it's gonna do that. So you jump in before it actually happens. That's how you blow an account. That's how you get cooked. By thinking that you know that what the market is going to do, that is cooked. The market will humble you in more ways than you can possibly think. It's gonna have you crying, right? It's gonna have you crashing out on your wife and on your husband and on your kids. It's gonna have you wanting to starve yourself. It's gonna give you you're gonna face every emotion with this. So here's what I'll tell you. If you start learning long-term investing first, that's where I started off at. And if you guys want to see, I have a video of me breaking down my daughter is 7 years old. She has a $43,000 stock portfolio, right? I've been investing. I'm currently 26. So I've been investing for her and since I was about 19, 20. But this is what I mean. Like, you'll be able to do stuff for yourself and for your family when you understand this skill and do things that you never would have thought you could have done in such short periods of time. So like someone's going to be like, oh, he's capped. So I'm going to pull it up real quick, right? Actually, I'll pull it up on X. And boom, boom, boom. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to show you guys this. And this is a video that you guys can watch on Twitter. I'm going to upload it to my YouTube as well. So let me show y'all. I'm going to go to my profile on Twitter. Profile, and then on Twitter, as you guys can see here, this is me trading live. This is that. Okay, so right here, let me come over here. Okay, so my daughter is 7 and has $43,000. Here's a full breakdown of her account and how I've grown her portfolio over the last 4 years. The exact stocks I buy for her, how often I invest, in my end goal. Her account is currently up $13,100 and she's 7. She doesn't know what's going on. All she knows is Robux. I send her money for Robux, and you know, I have a periodic schedule of when I invest. But this is when I'm like, don't get into trading. Like I don't teach this stuff because like I'm looking to make money from y'all. I'm teaching this stuff because I wish somebody would have taught me. I'm teaching this stuff because no one passed me down anything. When I turned 18, I was broke as a joke, like literally. And like the thing is like other ethnic groups, right? Like if you guys, if I don't know if y'all ever looked at these studies, like I study a lot, right? But if you look at other ethnic groups, like Asian families and Asian households, a lot better than every other race in the entire world. Isn't that crazy? But when you look at the family dynamic of Asian families dynamic, they are educated. They're some of the top educated people, right? The family culture, they do everything together. Everything together. It's one of those things that you got to admire about ethnicities and groups of individuals, right? They are not scared to share information. They also do their due diligence, right? And this is what I'm saying. Like a lot of the times, like you just didn't have access to the information. So when I'm teaching stuff, it's not for me to like get praise from y'all, because y'all probably will never meet me in person unless I do an in-person event. But like my goal is for you to be able to go say, hey, mom, dad, uncle, you know, my mom trades. You know what I'm saying? Like it's being able to make money to pave a way for yourself that you in a position where you pave a way for yourself to where your family doesn't have to rely on somebody else to be able to feed them. Y'all tracking? Comment track if you tracking. I don't want my daughter to have to work the same level of I don't want my daughter to have to put the same level of effort in that I have to put in to make the money that I make. A pathway of information and money to be able to do things with, to be able to build her own life with. Like honestly, we didn't deserve to come into these scenarios that we were born into. And so now when I'm teaching things and when I'm explaining things, like y'all be like, bro, like it's too many people like, oh, you trying to sell a course, bro? I don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. I process. I don't care about that shit. The thing I want you to understand, my daughter needs this information, your kids need this information, so you either gonna get it or you won't. You excuses or you won't. You gonna keep following the people who not in the lifestyle that you want. You gonna keep following them, or you gonna become who you want it to become. You either gonna put respect on your last name or you won't. It's up to you. I know what I'm gonna do for me. And the best that I can do, because God gave me this ability, the best thing that I can do is share it with you with the hopes that you go and you move through life with the same type of mentality. But if you don't, that's on you. I'm not going to think too hard about it. So when I'm putting everything together now, you are getting information that you can make decisions with. When you make money, most people make money, pay bills. Make money, pay bills. What I'm showing you is make money, find opportunities. Make money, find opportunities, let the opportunities pay you the money that you need to pay your bills. So again, back to what I was saying before I went off on a complete tangent, right? Is when you guys are finding support and resistance levels, right? Let's come back here. You're just looking at deep V's. So y'all are noticing, where's price retesting? Retest, retest, broke through, came down. If I look left, multiple, we pulled back here once, bounced, right? Pulled here again, bounced and went higher. So all I'm doing is now I'm just waiting to see how candles are reacting to these levels. So closes is very important. How these candles close is very important. Please put that in the chat. How a candle closes is very, very, very important. You have to be able to identify these things. Look at this level right here. This is a level. 1 tap, 2 taps, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are important things to understand. That's what I'm saying. Like some stuff on YouTube, they might not explain these things in these ways. So when people be like, you know, on YouTube, there's a lot of misinformation on YouTube as well. Just as much as there's a lot of information, there's a lot of inaccurate information. So you got to be okay. If you're going to go do your due diligence on YouTube, you got to be okay with knowing that some of the stuff on there is not going to be on there, is not going to work. And then you're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep losing money. You're going to keep wondering why. And it's because the foundation was wrong. You built the foundation on quicksand. You were trying to build a castle on quicksand. And then you wondering why the foundation keeps falling through. You wondering why can't nobody stay in that house. You wondering why the foundation is off. It's because the information you're getting it from isn't correct. Now, I'm not saying that's everybody, but we got to put things in, just keep it a buck, keep it real, right? So all I'm doing is I'm marking out key levels, which are support and resistance, and I'm waiting to see how candles close, right? I'm waiting to see how candles close at these levels. And then you're waiting for confirmation. So you wait for the candle to close, and then you're waiting for confirmation for price to break above or below. Watch this. This is resistance, this blue line. The way that this candle closed shows me that sellers stepped back in at this price. They didn't like price being up here. So I need confirmation. I have to wait until the next candle comes and breaks lower. This is showing me that sellers, you already knew that from how it came up to the level. Now you're just waiting to see how price reacts. When it breaks the next candle, right? When this next candle breaks this previous one, then you look for the entry. It's the same thing with support, right? Same thing with support. Let's actually see here. So look at this. This is support right here, right? This is support. The candle breaks. This is a strong candle close, but the next candle opens and consolidates at this level. So it pushes back up, and then the next candle breaks above here. So this is where your entry would have been. And then your target is the next key level. and notice how your targets are getting. So are y'all seeing how it's just support and resistance and candles close? This is a daily chart right here. Let me know if everything is making sense so far. Did I do a good job at collective? Right now we're looking at American Express. Trade key levels. That's all. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But like, it doesn't. We don't have to overcomplicate things. If you don't want to trade the Strat, I trade the Strat because it teaches me how to understand these like what is buyers and sellers actually doing with each candlestick. That's what I like to know, and I teach these things. Right? You can find it on YouTube. You can check it out. Links in my bio to my YouTube. But all of these things are things that but all of these things are also things that I'm working for people in my community. So what you can do when you have this information and when you actually know what you're doing with it, I want to show you all this, right? These are people who are making money, right? $1,000 in a day, $530 in a day, 321% on their money in a day, 216%, right? Even if it's a small account, right? You can start $1,000 account and make a couple $100 or even 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, right? Like the thing is a lot of people want to get into trading because they want to make a money. Here's you working 9 to 5 right now. You shouldn't be worried about making a bunch of money. You just need to know how to compound. So what I'm showing people are people in 9 to 5s, right? How to grow their capital, right? Done for the day, $1,300 on a day. So if I can show you how to make, you don't need to make $1,000 a day right out the gate. You need to learn how to make an extra 200 to 300 bucks a day. How many of you feel like that would help your current scenario or your current situation? If I could just make a couple $100 extra per month or per week, not even per month. If I could make a couple $100 extra per week, that might be able to cover my groceries. That might be able to, like if your kids, you pack lunch to eat school lunch sometimes, that might be able to cover that. How do I know about this? Because I grew up in a single mom household. I get it. So everything I'm telling y'all, I was broke. I grew up in a single mom household. I understand what struggle looks like. So the thing is like, don't look at it like I need to make a bunch of money right out the gate. Look at it as, how do I make an extra $100 to $200? How can I make an extra $300 to $400 a week? And you're just playing a numbers game. The more money you leverage, the more money you end up making. That's why percentages are important. This is a saying that we say in TSA, which is my group, is think in percentages. Because 10% of 100 is $10. 10% of $10,000, right, is $1,000. 10% of $1 million is $100,000. So like with percentage game, it's just leverage at that point. It's how much money you're working with. But it's like everyone wants to make a bunch of money, but you don't understand what to make a bunch of money. It takes consistency first. 110% on his account. So let's say you have a $1,000 account. If your account is up 810% in 2 weeks, your account went from $1,000 to $8,100. You should be shooting for right out of the gate. No, but it depends on how risk averse. How okay? What is your? This is something people don't ask themselves when they're trading. It's like, what's my relationship with money? Right? $835 on a day. Right? $1,000 officially done for the day. First 1K day, but won't be my last. Right? Like, are people doing this on a consistent basis, on a day-to-day basis? Look, secure pullback. $500. You don't need to make $10,000 in a day. You don't need to do all that shit. You need to worry about making an extra couple for the things that you need so it can alleviate some of the stress that you're feeling. And then when you start alleviating some of the stress, you start wanting to study more because you have to find the obsession to want to do this on your own. I can't be the person who comes on and motivates you and then you want to learn. You have to be disciplined enough to want the information for yourself. Y'all agree with me? Or what? You got a question? Go for it. Again, this is my group. I own this. I taught everyone in here $630 on one trade, right? Like $330. Look at this. Listen to Tez on UNH with $370 calls. TP hit in 20 minutes. So he made $330 in 20 minutes. Grabbed some Starbucks puts at lunch today while she was working. Was gonna swing them, but it was in my small account and decided to take profit. She made 60 bucks. So I don't know about y'all, but if you work a 9 to 5 and you can make an extra 60 bucks, that can pay for your lunch for the day. That can pay for your lunch for the week. All it takes is having the right information. All it takes is learning from the right people. And here's the thing, like, the devil will tell you that, or the devil will whisper things in your ear to make you feel like you can't do it. I'm the person right now to tell you, right? I've seen people in worse predicaments than you still make it. So there's no reason you can't do it. But the thing is again, you gotta put respect on your name. You gotta put respect on your last name and your capabilities. You gotta believe in yourself. Like, streaming in front of 525 people. I'm getting all on multiple platforms. I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming on TikTok. I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm getting all types of slander in the chat. God put me here to do. Nothing that God put me here to do. No one can stop that. No one can stop what's meant for me. And that goes the same thing for you. The only person who can get in your way is you. So like, start stepping up and wanting to actually do more for yourself. Look at this, $57,000 in one day off one trade. Do you withdraw your profits? How do you release dividends? I withdraw my profits every month, right? So every 2 weeks, I could do bi-weekly or monthly. Depends on how good of a month I had. 5,000%, $197 in a day, 200. Like I on and on, $3,200, $1,000 day, $576 for the day. I'm so thankful for these calls. Made my wink. Thank y'all for happy Friday, right? Like this is stuff we're doing this on a day-to-day basis. Man, traders, man, they be toxic. Keep doing you. I know they do. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I can understand that too. Like, if I didn't know me, actually I wouldn't do that. I don't have a hate bone in my body, so I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I couldn't do stuff like that. I don't have that thing in me. Like, I just feel like you're off. Like something's off about you if you can come in and you can start talking bad about people. You know what I'm saying? Or start gossiping, or what you think about this person. Like, something's off with you internally. You need to seek help, like dead ass. So like, that's why I don't really like I have a bigger mission. You know what I'm saying? I got kids. So a 14-year-old or a 30-year-old or an 80-year-old coming on here and saying anything crazy, my daughter's got to eat. So you got to ask yourself, what's the biggest reason you're not doing what you want to do? Like, if it's posting content, if it's learning how to trade, if it's starting your own business, whatever it is, right? Think of this. Whatever scenario it is, the reason that you're not doing it, think of the number one reason and say it out loud. Oh, I'm scared what John from my job is going to think of me. Oh, Master P3000 G66 on Instagram. Man, I think they're going to say something about me, or they said something about my content, or somebody talked about my weight, or said, like, all fear is the devil's first tool to you. Fear is the first tool used against you to stop you from getting what you deserve out of life. The only way you deserve it is by earning it. Usually fear of not succeeding, right? Think of it like this. We are stopping putting on for our entire family, our entire last name, our entire lineage. We're stopping that goal because of an opinion. They're going to talk about you when you're rich. Think about this. They're going to talk about you when you're rich as hell. And they're going to talk about you when you broke. They're going to talk about you on the way up. They're going to talk about you on the way down. You got to accept that on social media, people are too comfortable sharing their opinions, but too scared to show their face, too scared to say it in person. So you got to just take these things into consideration. You got this shit, yo. Like, dead ass, you have it. Start that business today. Start learning how to trade today. Start getting the information today. Don't just be motivated. Go be disciplined. Start waking up early. Start going to the gym. Start making that content about your progress from stopping smoking weed, or your gym progress, or your trading process, or whatever the fuck it is. Go share it. It don't matter how you look. It don't matter what none of the people think. The best thing about trading is that I click all these things that I'm showing y'all right now. You could do without nobody seeing you, without no content. I ain't got to touch no products. People ask me all the time, why you switch from clothing? I ain't got to touch no products. I don't got to do no marketing. I don't got to worry about fulfillment centers. I don't got to deal with manufacturers. I don't got to make no content. That's the biggest thing. I don't got to make no content. I don't got to talk to nobody. You can dislike me. You can hate me. But my money comes from this skill set. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. The choice was always yours. Like, just don't slow down, bro. Like, don't, on God, like, just comment promise down below. If there's anything, right? Like, I might not know you. I haven't seen you. I don't know your backstory. I don't know what you're going through in life. But, like, all I know is I know you got it. Like, for real. Man, you ain't got to pay me to say that. Like, I just know because I understand what it's like to come from the bottom. I understand what it's like to come from below zero. I understand what it's like to be broke. I understand what it's like to have food stamps. I lived in Egypt for 4 years of my life. I understand what it's like to not have nothing. I used to go outside and play with no shoes on. I understand what it's like. So like when you on your like, if you feeling down right now, you gotta understand, you gotta change your frequency, change your energy, change how you view yourself, change what you think of yourself. Change what you eat, change what you watch. You gotta go become the version of yourself that is able to, like, you're asking God for all these things, but you have to become the version of yourself to be able to host these things. Asking God for a Benz, but you're not the person who deserves the Benz. You asking God for $100,000 to be able to make your family cool, but you're not the individual who can obtain these things and actually do what you say. So it starts now, today. You don't wait for fucking January 1st. Have y'all ever realized that January 1st is a made up number? Monday is a made up number. It's a made up by somebody else. And yeah, you dictate your life and when you go do things made up by somebody else. What? You only got right now. So what I should start right now. Don't worry about what everybody gonna think. Worry about what your mama gonna think. Don't worry about what your brother gonna say. Don't worry about your girl, your dude. It don't matter. It don't matter, period. What are people gonna think when you gone? So, do we all feel like we learned something today? Ahead, do we feel like this is something I can do? I understand what key levels are. I understand how to read a candlestick. I understand what a wick is. I understand these things. Now, granted, they might be very beginner friendly. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Hell yeah, today changed my life. That's all I wanted. That's all I want. Like, that's it. That's all I wanted. I have literally came on here and did my job. Period. Period. Can I join your Discord? Do I open the Discord up for another 5 minutes before I close it? Do I open the Discord for another 5 minutes before I close it? And we'll ask the chat. I don't know. If there's enough yeses, then Eddie said no. So Eddie is inside of TSA. So, I mean, Eddie's answer to this is high key important. So here's what I'm gonna do, right? Because I respect Eddie's not a hater, trust me. Eddie is one of them ones. Don't play. Right there. We don't play about Eddie. Okay. I'm gonna do a midway segment. Okay. So here's where I'm gonna open the right. 5 minutes if they serious. In this time, if you don't, that's on you. Don't come back and ask me. Because next time I'm gonna tell you the same thing I've been saying this in the beginning of this whole live. Right. We do open and close enrollment. So it's 100% up to you on whether or not you take advantage or not. That's on you. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to find that link because I lost it. And then I'm gonna put it in the bio. So my Discord is normally $1 a month. Right now it's gonna be $75 a month. You won't have to pay more later. It's just gonna be $75 a month. If you don't like it, I will refund you. So let's say you come to this week. Let's say you trade live with us this week and you don't like it. I will refund you your money. You just reach out to me. It's not that big of a deal. 75 bucks. If you do like it, you finally found a place where you feel like you deserve to be at, in a place where you can thrive at, okay? So you can unsubscribe at any time, right? It comes with concierge customer support, so we have reps that help you, okay? And on top of that, it comes with a 30+ hour curriculum. You'll be able to trade live with us this week. And it comes with calls on Tuesdays and then Monday through Friday in the morning, okay? So that's how much it is to join the group. This is the Discord. This is where we teach everything live. It comes with the curriculum, everything. So if you're a complete beginner, this is the best place to be, okay? So I'm gonna open it up in Linktree, and let me see if this is working real quick. I'm going to, let me see. All right, so the link is in the Linktree right now, y'all. So let me show y'all how to grab it. So for all 5 minutes, literally. So this is you on the live, right? I'm gonna click my profile in the top right corner. So you're here. You're gonna click the profile and it's gonna open up this. Click on my account, right? This is my only account. You're gonna click on my account and in my bio, it says Linktree. You're gonna click Linktree. Go back, click that. It's the first link, Join TSA Trading Group. You're gonna click it. There's a new link in there. It's gonna be 75 bucks. It's not 150, it says 75 bucks. You go through there, you'll enter everything instantly. You'll get an email confirmation and everything, okay? So that's how you join. Does anyone have any questions on that? I'm pretty sure that was pretty simple, but don't join if you can't sit and watch the videos. No, for real though. If you're not willing to study and learn, do not join though. Do not join. We're gonna teach you everything, but if you think somebody's gonna babysit you, or if you think somebody handed out to you, don't know what to tell you. Don't join this. Go join one of them other people that's in the chat right now about all that other crazy shit, okay? So I'm gonna start the timer right now, and y'all can ask questions down below about the group. If there's a question you have that is holding you back from enrolling, you can drop the question down below, okay? So 5-minute timer has just begun. 5 minutes has begun, so. Let me scroll up. What's the best amount? I would say like Eddie said, like 250 to 1,000 is like a great amount to start with. Now, again, if you work a 9 to 5 and you make a lot more money and you have more money stacked up, you can still start with more. However, I start with about 1,000. Do you post live puts and calls? Yes, I'm gonna actually show you. How can we join if we don't know what app? Or inside of the Discord, the way I just showed you, it shows you how to use Discord, number one, but it shows you how to use Webull, and so we walk you through how to use it step by step. And then this is what it looks like when we send out the signals. So I send out the actual trade itself, and then the entries and the exits. I send these out when we do our pre-market call. So I break all of this stuff down live in a Zoom call, and then I send it out as well in here. And as you guys can see, it goes on and on and on. Can somebody, Eddie, can you remove Buddy? Who in the chat? It's just annoying. Can I start with 150? You can start with 150. It's from Canada. Does the site matter on where I'm trading on? I think Webull is. You can use Webull in Canada. I'm so interested. The link's in my bio. You guys got 3 minutes. You guys got 3 minutes. What's your thoughts on Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin, I think we really need, we need to hold 90. I ain't gonna lie. 90 has been low key a number, boy. 90K, I think, and we'll talk about it right now once this timer goes off. So you got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds to make up your mind and join or not. All right, forever hold your peace. But we're gonna talk about what I think for this next week and what I think of closing the month. Right now, we're in a melt up rally right now. And I'll explain that as well, but I'll explain it right now. Basically, a melt up is like whenever you guys are looking at the market and the market is making higher highs, it's taking the stairs up and the elevator back down. So like when you hear someone say that, just understand that the market is moving up slower, but when it comes down, it moves fast. Any promo, there's no promo code needed when you guys use the link in my bio. There's no code needed. We're in a melt up rally, and the major levels, I actually want to break this down right now because I actually need to review this for myself. This candle closure on the DEX, I'm not really in favor of. I don't really like it too much, but we need to break above 6,900. I think we do get it this month. I don't know if it'll be an FOMC reaction that gets us to 6,900. It would be the catalyst to help us get there if the market does react positively. But what I will say here, let me actually, okay. What I will say here is we already know that they're gonna do a rate cut, right? Like the reason they do rate cuts is when there are an influx of individuals losing jobs, right? Or influx of unemployment, right? It's a month, Vini. We know that the market is like, we know that they're going to cut rates by about 25 basis points. I'm pretty sure, I'm very confident they're going to do that. 50 basis points, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they're going to cut it by 25 basis points. So here's the scenarios. If they cut it by 25 basis points, either reacts positively or we react negatively. Now, what I think is that the move is already priced into the market right now. So basically what I mean by that is like the market, this rally that we had this week was the rally that people are anticipating next week. And I think is the first couple days of next week, Monday and Tuesday, I think we'll get a sell-off. I think there'll be a lot of profit taking. I think there'll be people who go risk off. And I think we'll start seeing on FOMC day, choppiness on Wednesday. We'll get a lot before 2 p.m. and then we'll get the reaction after. So if they don't cut rates, I think the market gets slammed. Like that 2 p.m. is going to be one of them days, or 2 p.m. on Wednesday is going to be one of them days where you'll be able to flip your whole account. So those are the scenarios I look at like right now. But as far as Bitcoin, we can actually take a look at it. Oh shit, I'm tripping. Let's go Bitcoin, Coinbase. These are the levels right here, right? On Bitcoin. Turn off Lux Algo real quick so it's a little bit cleaner. So we have been hovering and consolidating between 85 and 94. About, how long is this? 1/62. So what's that? About 2 weeks. So we've been in between 94 and 85 for about 2 weeks. So we need to get above 95 for us to be more 100. I think 100,000 is a psych level that I think that is going to be a pretty major level of resistance to the market rally. If they cut rates by more than 25 basis points, I think we see Bitcoin rally as well. Okay, how do we use the WAP app or Discord app? There's actually an onboarding video that you can watch. Once you enroll, you'll see it. You just download the WAP app, and then there's an onboarding video inside of there that says start here. You watch that video, and it'll walk you through how to use both of them. So yeah, we need to get back above 95. I think if we lose 85 again, I think we see 74, even 69,000. I mean, on a worst case scenario, like on a very, very, very like absolute worst case scenario, I think we get to 63,000 the way we think it's going to react next week. So we'll see. And again, all of these are just key levels. You can do the same thing with Bitcoin. You can do the same thing with Ethereum. You can do the same thing with all of them. All right. Now these lines are a little bit different. These are older, but once you have them, this NQ, no, this is Bitcoin. Once you have these levels though, you don't have to keep touching them. So yeah, and then Ethereum right now, at 3,000, kind of just holding this level right here. I mean, if 400, ideally, that's the level you want to watch for Ethereum. Oh my God, the sun just came out. It's a blessing. So yeah. I don't touch. Actually, yes, I do. Where is it at? Oh yeah, it is right here. Yeah, I still use the 50%. I just don't use all those options that I had. I actually need to update things in TSA. So yeah. So let's go through our watch list and let's look at some stocks that we can look for this week. And then I'll walk you guys through how I pretty much find setups. Pretty much find setups is I go to the daily time frame. So I start off on the daily and I work my way through my whole watch list here. So IWM, if we can get back to 250, I will be more bullish on this setup. This is also a 2-1 setup, which is a pretty good, decent setup to take as well. So we need to get back through there for me to even look at calls. If we lose 250 again, we can see 248.56. UM ended up losing 280. I think we make another higher low at 276. So if we end up retesting 276, I think we bounce and we end up moving back higher and maybe take out 300, which is up there. I do think Apple wants 300 this year. Tesla back through 450 through 451. Next target here is 466. Let's see here. AMD needs back through 225. So I wouldn't touch this until we break back through this level, or we end up breaking back through breaking back under 210. That actually looks pretty decent right here. Oh my God, Eddie, you still in here? Look at this setup. Now I know I know that Meta is on the ban list, but look at this setup right here. If this might be the perfect catalyst for Meta this week. This might be best for a swing though. What I'm looking at is this gap fill back to 7. This is a 100-point move. Now the one thing I am cautious of is that we did gap up recently, pretty crazy, and it ran, looking like another AMD. Exactly, that's what I was thinking. This might be something where we swing it. Maybe contract's gonna be pretty expensive. Decent setup. You got the 2-1 setup, 680 sitting here, right? And then 743 as a gap fill. I think we can make that move. DDG in here. Shout out to DDG, man. That's lit. Shout out to all the influencers and stuff like that be tuning in. I be seeing y'all messages and stuff to me. Salute to y'all. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. I greatly appreciate y'all as always. But yeah, I think if Nvidia can get back through 680, I'm gonna actually set an alert right here. If we get back through 681, I think we go to 700. That's Meta. Meta's gonna be on a watch list for this week. Hood bouncing at this 131 level. I don't really care for this one as much. Coinbase. If Bitcoin doesn't move, I'm gonna probably stay clear of Coinbase. UNH consolidating here. Don't want to touch this. So this is pretty much how I go through my watch list. I look on a daily time frame. I find setups on the daily or the 4-hour. And there now, CoreWeave is actually giving a nice curl. I wouldn't look to touch this until it gets back through 92 though. But if it does, it back at 103, and I think $100 will be a major level. So I'm gonna alert here on CoreWeave at 90. Meta 1219 calls the move. I think so. Actually, I think we might need to go further out on those contracts though. I think they need to be like what's the one after that? 12, is it the 25th or the 26th? Honestly, I think they need to be January calls, to be honest. Meta is not one of them ones inside, so like we'll see. But CoreWeave above 92, I will be definitely taking this trade above 92. So I set an alert there. This was a clean break. We called this out on Thursday to watch this level, 180. So we can come back and see 186, maybe even 190 before the end of the year. 1226, but January cons give more time for move. Yeah, I think the January ones would be better. Oracle, same setup as CoreWeave as well. This 210 level was a major level to watch. I think now that we're back at 218, we can fill the gap at 226. So we'll see if it wants to do that. Google, I wouldn't touch Google at all. Had a call on for CoreWeave at 73 to at 51% return. Let's go. Yeah, those are the levels that I'm pretty much watching here. Then you could pretty much go through them on the 4-hour as well. Nvidia, I think we just looked at Nvidia, right? Nvidia's range between 184 to 180. Any 186 for me to even look at doing anything with it. You trade SPY. I would say if you like trading SPY, trade IWM instead. Really honest with you, I don't like trading SPY. I like trading QQQ and IWM. I think they give better moves. So Yvette, if you look at IWM, it's way more consistent of a stock, and it's cheaper to buy as far as the contracts go. We went over coin already. What are your top companies? As far as my favorites, it would definitely have to be Robinhood, Microsoft, Apple, fifth, who would I give fifth to? Who am I leaving out? AMD, I probably put that at 6, but 5, I'll probably go probably, if I didn't already say Microsoft. Trade futures, I'll trade options only. What's a good platform to use to trade? I use Webull, but Webull and what is it? Robinhood are both really. Or you can use Thinkorswim as well. How's Microsoft looking on the technical chart? Let's take a look real quick. Can you trade options at night? Nope. This actually looks really good. Oh my gosh, you just low-key put us on. So Microsoft here, if we can get back through 485, I'm gonna set an alert right here. The reason I like this setup is this 212 right here. Who can tell me what this candle is right here? Oh my gosh, I just cracked the fuck out my neck. Who can tell me what this candle is right here? This one right here, this green one. It is a hammer, exactly. So what this is showing you, remember what I said, y'all, right? Long wicks are showing you where price is rejecting. So this was a key, or about 470. This was a major level. We ended up breaking back above after we broke through initially, broke back above and then got a hammer here. So ideally what you would look for is you could really look for early entry, but I will wait for the next key level to be broken, which is at 484. So if Microsoft can get back through 484, we can see 488.72, excuse me, 490, and then 493.47. So yes, this candlestick pattern right here is a bullish, like this setup right here, at taking this trade. What are some good companies to look at for someone who has less than $250 to trade options with? IWM. That would be my go-to if I were you. Right? Do you guys see why this is a good setup to take? You had buyers and close back green, right? Once we retested 479, closed higher. Next key level is right here at 480. So then you're just looking for the setup to be broken. And then I can just literally do this. Boom. So this is why I like this setup. It's actually a really clean setup. And then if we look left, now it could consolidate at this level, but it wouldn't be a bad attempt to take this trade above 484.50. It's called a lower high, right? Yep, and it is creating a lower high. So this is a lower low. This is a low, lower is a higher low, higher low, higher low. What are the ones and twos for? It's called the Strat. It was created by Rob Smith. Definitely my go-to as far as trade. I don't like, I mean, I couldn't resistance, but I prefer to trade the Strat. I prefer it. Prefer it. Y'all still with me? Drop a yes in the chat if y'all still with me. I hope we ain't turning into a ghost town. So taking that trade, what would be profit specifically? So you would have targets. So your targets would be, my entry is here. This is my entry. My first target is 488.72. And my second target is 493. So my targets are up. Same way they were levels and targets going down, they're my targets going back up too. What do I have? Weekends? The weekends? You can't trade weekends. Can you do an example of the put or call you'll buy here? So I would take calls. So it would be calls above, like if I were to send this out to my Discord, it would calls above 484.50. Target 1, 488.72, 3. And then your stop loss, if it breaks back under 481, it would invalidate the trade. Basically, if it's in an uptrend, it would invalidate. Just got out of a massage. What I miss? A lot. On Microsoft. And let me actually make sure this is actually on my watch list. I don't think it is. We'll go ahead and add that one there. And we'll drag this. Put it up there. Put it up here. Move this down here. Up to where Apple is. Okay. We'll leave it like that. What time frame is this? This is the daily. This is the daily to make profit. It depends on what contracts you take and how much they cost. So it's all dependent. Like you can't like I don't know because we don't know what the contracts cost and what contracts you would take. Yo, Jay West, appreciate you for the love, man, for this live, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Having trouble getting the WAP code, was gonna sign up for the trial to eventually join. I'll try later. We don't actually have a trial for our group for the TSA. It's about availability when you're working with contracts. I'm an old dog and I've forgotten how to. We won't know till the market opens, basically. Exactly. You won't know till the market opens. You won't know how much the contracts cost and then how much they can move. You don't know the Greeks on the contracts. You won't know that until the market opens. What's the biggest profit you ever made? On a day trade, 33,000 in a day. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Baby, can I take you now? Pull this up real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Bow. So put this over here and here, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do this, and we'll do that, and we'll do this, and we'll do that. Bada boom, bada bang. Shazam. And then we'll refresh that. Okay. Boom. Close this. All right, let me pull the chat back up. Sorry guys, I had to adjust this. What's 1 and by 2? This is the strat. This is the strat. You guys can watch the YouTube video I have as well on how the strat works. If you guys check out my YouTube, it's Dantes Akram on YouTube. You guys can watch. I have a bunch of videos out there for free. And then I got one that's scheduled out this weekend. I might drop it tonight on how to draw support and resistance. And then I have another 3 more that are being scheduled out as well that are going to be dropping this month. So, do you start off with 1 or jump in 30 from the get? I buy 3. I buy my contracts in thirds. So this is probably been one of the best things that I've learned how to do is buy my contracts in thirds so I can always leave runners on pretty much majority of my positions. Now, if the contracts are like really expensive, if I'm trading OD expensive, I won't buy a bunch of contracts. I'll probably buy 2, you know, or 1. But if I'm trading something and the contracts aren't super expensive, I could buy 30, you know what I'm saying? I could buy, if it's in thirds, right? Just whatever it is in thirds, 120 contracts, 90 contracts, 60, you know what I'm saying? So on and so forth, depending on your account size. What is runners? Basically, it's like house money. It's like you're playing with profits. So basically, you take majority of your profits at your first target or one of your targets, and then you leave a contract or 2 to run to see if it keeps moving in that direction. Been doing covered calls and I'm just stacking. Yeah, covered calls, selling options. Those are great ways to make, you know, money without as much work, for sure. For sure. All right, y'all. I've been on here for about 2 hours, 40 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and it right here. I'm gonna go hop in the shower, eat some food because I'm definitely hungry. So if you guys need anything from me, feel free to reach out. You guys can check YouTube. The link is in my bio to check out the YouTube. I have a video. I might post it tonight. So if you guys see it, be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a like. Anything you guys ever need from me is in my bio. So if you guys need anything, just let me know. All right. You can message me on TikTok here as well. This is my only account. I will never ask you to send me Bitcoin or anything like that. Please be aware of fake accounts. Please. I try to report them. They block me. So this is my only account. I'll never reach out to you. So yeah, you live trading on Monday. You live trading Monday on TikTok. Yes. We'll be back Monday, 9:30 Eastern. There's another account pretending to be you with like $. They probably have me blocked. I've tried to report all of them. I tried to reach out to TikTok. Nothing can be done. I don't know. But yeah, guys, this is my only. Just join your Discord, bro. Need to make my rent by the end of the week. LOL. Hey, do not make that your first go. Don't come in focused on making a bunch of money. Come in where like focused on learning. I would like to join your Discord. The link is in my bio, guys. I'm gonna close enrollment at 6 o'clock. Actually, no, 5:30. So you got 4 minutes. So you got 4 minutes if you guys did want to join. All right. That is pretty much it for right now. If you guys join TSA, I will see you guys.